Hey kids! Happy Friday! Oh my god, all my favorites are piling in. We got my little brother Mark. Hi Mark. How you doing? I bet the tree was cold this morning. Spacey Stacy, hey baby. It's good to see you. And we have a beautiful Sarah Dawn this evening. Happy Friday. Kids, we made it. We made it through the week. I'm not really sure how. Haven't really been feeling myself lately. It's probably you guys can tell by my lives. I'm just kind of it's been a life, right? It's been a lot. But we're at Friday and we're starting a little bit early because I had the time exactly. Thank God it's Friday. I even like teams my big boss today and was like, "Happy Friday. We almost made it." It was like 7:10 in the morning and he was like, "A effing man." He knows. He knows. Oh, hi, Lady Di. It's good to see you, beautiful girl. Welcome into Unsolved. So I'm gonna show just because it's kind of gonna be like a heavy show regarding this young girl on Figueroa Street in LA who is just like this. This is part one. There's many parts we're gonna do. I spoke with BJ Investigates, who did these expose, and she's also the host of That Surprise Witness. I follow her for a lot. She's actually a legal lawyer. She's a lawyer. She went to law school and was a doctor of law. She's a PhD. In any case, I spoke to her. She gave me permission to go over all of her information because this case needs exposure. However, as you guys know, I took my son on a little date for Halloween on Saturday. So I was thinking about starting off. Oh, hey, baking. Hello. You are the big boss. We have to ask your wife though. If she into sister wives, Patrick, I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Yes. Yes. So I was gonna go over some pictures of our spooky little date that we had before we go all into this just heaviness, right? It's heavy. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna make myself small and I'm gonna bring this up on stage. This is us. We went to a jack-o'-lantern spectacular the other night. It was so cool. This is Kung Fu Panda with his popcorn in front of all the pumpkins. We saw Elvis. There was Taylor Swift and how cool that she was singing in the background as we were filming. We have Prince came. Someone did Prince, Elvis again. This is actually, my son was so excited to see this. This is the Saja Boys, who he's going to be for Halloween. K-pop Demon Hunters. If you have littles, you know exactly who they are and all the songs that they sing. Because I do. That was him dancing in front of it. Look at all these jack-o'-lanterns. It was the coolest thing. That's right there. They showed like Jaws. It was a pumpkin made into Jaws. It's just a little, oh, it's me and him. I took this one for Dog Mom because she's into Frenchies. Yes, it was at the Roger Williams Zoo in Providence. It was so awesome, Stacy. If you guys have not been, I don't promote them, but I do promote them. So you guys should definitely go before it stops. There was a Frenchie, another dog. We have Big Poppy was there. Pedro Martinez, which was a huge, I was like, oh my God, it's Pedro. That's my mom and Nana, my mom and Kaden walking in front of me. They did the bridges. That's a Sagamore Born Bridge, which was really cool. Someone did that. It was really cool. Yeah, exactly, Stacey. You know what this is about. It's what it is. I've been bringing Kaden since he was like 2 months old. We've gone every year, even when we had to like drive through because it was the vid and they didn't want any cooties. But if you guys are in the area in Providence, Roger Williams Zoo, I'm telling you. So this was the Cape Cod Bridge. This was my favorite, kids. This was my favorite. It's the island with the clatta. I was like, Mom, look. Oh. It was amazing. That was my fave. That was my fave. This was a house. I'm not sure what that was. There was the bridge with the lighthouse. This was pretty cool. They did like a skeletonized pumpkin. People do these from all over the world and send them in to like a guy with the remote. I thought that was pretty funny. Wayne Gretzky. How cool is this? They had Wayne Gretzky. I have the same ring too. I have this one and I've had it forever, and it just so happens to be my son's birthstone. Isn't that funny? I've had it forever. I never knew I'd have a clatta. Exactly, Uncle Daddy. A clatta ring. Exactly. I've been many times with years. Yeah, I mean, it's like the most incredible experience during Halloween spooky theme. And we've been kind of going through that. Oh, we had Mr. Tom Brady. That was awesome. And they did like a side of him of like yelling while he was on the field, which was really cool. That's not Samuel L. Jackson, but doesn't he do like the insurance commercials now? Am I lying? I don't know. I don't know who that is. But I thought it was pretty cool. Caden thought it was cool, so we took a picture. Oh, that's me and the boy. Oh, look at the 101 Dalmatians lady. It was so cool. She was so cool. We had Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice was a winner. Caden really liked this one. The 7-Up guy. Fucking Patrick. Oh my God. Medusa. Then Medusa. Whatever this was scary, but very detailed, very, very, very talented. Not sure what that was. It was a castle on the hill. Really cool. It's Nana and me. Anywho, so that was our night. I know I kind of threw it kind of fast at you, but I wanted to start off with something like kind of themed for the holiday, because what we're getting into tonight, I did not do it justice last night, and I was thinking about it, and I went through all the videos, and I have gone, because you guys know I'm professional and I'm always on time and I always know what I'm doing and I always have everything ready, and I don't make us watch things that I didn't want us to watch all never. That never happens here. We're professionals. Well, tonight we're going to be way more professional because I have the video that we're going to start with for part 1. I'm going to explain it a little bit before we get into it. I know a lot of you guys weren't here last night. It was a weird time. I went on like really early and it was only like 45 minutes because your girl just like wasn't feeling it. However, tonight we are feeling it and we need to get justice for Nova. I am a member and longtime watcher of BJ's Investigates and That Surprise Witness. I followed the Diddy case with her. She went all through X and articles and play-by-play of all the Diddy stuff. Okay, this girl's incredible and she's hysterical. I love her attitude. I think that me and her would be BFFs if we ever got together. But you know, I'm in Boston and she sounds like she's from like Virginia, which is fine. I'm just saying I'd like to have coffee with her sometime and talk shit. You know, she just seems like that type of girl. Anyway, I digress. So there's a little girl Nova. Okay, put a one in the chat if you guys have ever heard of Soft White Underbelly with Mark Leta. Have you guys ever watched Soft White Underbelly? Anybody? Okay, so Stacy, you've seen him. Okay, so you know all about Mark Leta, right? And I have watched it. I have a past, you know, I'm very open with the fact that I have had addiction issues, and I'm very open about who I was and how I dug myself out, and I'm a successful adult and I came out on the other side. A lot of people don't have that luxury, and I feel very, very grateful for my path that I've taken as an adult. However, he exploits people from Figueroa Street and Skid Row to make a living off of it. And if you watch it, Yes. Yes. Okay. Same. Same, right? Now, I watch it and he says that he tells stories of the things that are happening in the world and the things that he puts out there and the people that he interviews. It is so sad and so scary that this happens among us, right? Like I have gotten through watching one of his videos and felt physically sick to my stomach about what I was seeing because it was sad and it was real. It was all the things. Okay. Now there are sands in the line that I have to abide by. Okay. I am a firm believer that children should be children. Okay. I try to keep my son as as childlike as I possibly can with imagination, and I speak to him like a person, you know. I don't baby talk him and all that, but I age appropriately. I discuss things with him and I treat him as if he is 5 years old. Okay. Mark started to interview women. No, no, no. Hold on. Wait. I take it back. I take it back. It was not women. He started to interview children. Children. Hi, Lady Di. Good to see you, baby. Good to see you, beautiful little thing. I saw you earlier, but just want to tell you how beautiful you are again. Hi, Wayne. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wouldn't be alive without you, baby. And of course, my Mary Bagwell. Actually, you know what? Let me make you a mod. Hold on. Just because I told you I would, and I'm so forgetful. You guys, my ADHD medicine only lasts for so long, and it gets late, kids. And hold on, standard. Okay. Mary, I finally did it. See, I listen, I'm bad with the phone, I'm bad with everything. In any case, so he started to interview girls, children, children. Now, there was one by he named the show the 14-year-old Atute Trophy, her name was. Trophy. Now, he pays these people. He goes up to Figueroa Street, he goes up to Skid Row, and he offers these people money to come and interview them about their lives. Okay? That to me, that's exploitation. Call it what it is. Have I consumed it? Yeah, I've consumed it. And like, because I know people who live in like certain situations that I like are relatable. And it makes me so sad that these people are like looked at like the scum of the fucking earth. And there's people like Mark Leta who pay them to tell their horror and trauma and everything that some of these people stood no chance because and I'm going to get to this, because their parents were the same way or didn't take care of them, or and oh, my Texas boyfriend's here. Hi, Zach. Good to see you, baby. Um, so yeah, so there was Trophy, and then there was a little girl. Like, you remember we were talking about Celeste Rivas Hernandez and how she just looked like a baby, and the people that oh, I thank you for coming and saying hi. I love you, honey. Go do your thing. We love you here. You're always welcome here. Um, there was a little girl by the name of Nova. Nova was a 13-year-old prostitute with no clothes on. Well, she had like see-through clothes where you could see her bits. Okay. Her mother, biological mother, this was her mother with her mother's infant sitting side by side, interviewed by Mark Leta about the S work that they do. And he interviewed this 13, 14-year-old prostitute about every dirty detail and made millions of dollars off of it. millions of dollars off of it, and proceeded to. Now he's a photographer by trade. So he goes, and after the interview that he does with a 14-year-old girl with no clothes on, who's a S worker, and her mother, who got her into this lifestyle, who is probably also an S worker, he takes a photograph of said girl with no clothes on and puts it into a magazine. Does anybody see anything wrong with this? Does anybody see anything wrong with this? Now, exactly. He's gotten a lot of backlash on the internet for exploring this subject. It's very controversial. Some really sad stories, unbelievable shit that right. Okay, so Stacey, I have like a love-hate relationship with this because I've probably seen every episode. Okay. Like you get hooked, and because like we have empathy and we feel for these people. And having a background of I've worked, not only was I an addict, but I was also a recovery specialist at treatment centers. I have been in that community before and have seen like really bad devastation, right? And it is happening everywhere. And he does put a spotlight on it. Do I think it is part exploitive? Yes. My problem is, just like BJ from BJ Investigates and That Surprise Witness, it's a child. It is CSAM. Wow, did you see the dad at the main school? Right. Yes, girl. It's like walking right. Stacey, right there. If you were with me, I would high five you, girl. It is like watching a train wreck. It's a lot. I've seen it the past few weeks on the YouTube streets. Just a fucking train wreck off the rails. All and like all these shows, you just want to like help these people, and you just want to like hug them and love them. There was one prostitute pregnant by one of her clients, and she didn't know who it was, and she didn't know she was due. She was 8 months pregnant, still out on Figueroa. What is happening? And he's giving them money. He's giving them money to do these things. Oh, Lady Di, I love you. Hi, Tracy B. Hi, beautiful girl. Good to see you. Oh, and Mark's here, obviously. My little brother. Okay, so I'm going to play a video by BJ Investigates. If you guys have not gone and sub to her, she is hysterical, and she's a lawyer. She is not a practicing lawyer, but does have her lawyer. It's a long story. She was in the Free Britney movement, very, very, very kind of like the Karen Reed movement. She was part of that Free Britney movement of the conservatorship and whatnot. However, done promoting her, but go make sure you go sub. She is allowing me to play this tonight. I definitely thank her because this needs to be talked about. I will talk intermittently. Let's see what happened here.
Initiative is underway aimed to crack down on child on the Figueroa corridor. 265 people were arrested for using the internet to target kids for
You are 100% correct. It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
She make it look real fun.
And that's the problem. Here.
That's the problem.
I think that's what makes so many people disturbed by this.
So these motherfuckers are getting that's the mother and the daughter. Okay. The mother and the daughter. These who raised them, who raised these men. Okay. Because it's generational. I bet their mothers, I'm judging. We judge here. And I speculate, and I'm speculating that their mothers and fathers did not do them right and did not raise them right. Because you will never catch my son. Never. All right. But they're talking to Nova and her mother.
Short, yeah. Man, we was gorilla, man. You feel me? And come up and miss for a couple.
One-year-old 3 days in a row at a South LA motel.
They were branding these young women. They were them, they were abusing them, they were drugging them. Just
If you are being forced to have relations with people and give the money to somebody else and you can't leave, it's a slavery situation.
It
How do you know
sure
how to say
is.
this? I'm like, because I was you before. She's just me 2.0.
Don't let this.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop this a lot because like I have a lot to say and I'm gonna just like add on to the shit that I know from other, you know what I mean? 'Cause BJ is the queen with the shit. That was her mother and Nova, 13 or 14 years old, on soft white underbelly, naked, being interviewed about S work. Okay. Promoting. It was advertisement. Advertisement.
Internet for y'all. Don't let whatever she posts when I'm with her because this shit is getting harder and harder by the day, literally.
The fact that if I don't buy her, then you're going to bail her. I know that's going to make me more likely to want to purchase her.
Please do not send any hate or honestly comments of any kind to anyone mentioned in this video on behalf of me or yourself. The purpose of this video is to give my commentary and opinion on matters of public concern.
I'm going to stop this for a second and answer this question. Yes, he interviewed them naked. Yes. And you know that he has it behind a paywall now. So in order for the PDF files to see the 13-year-old prostitute, it's behind a paywall for them to see because there's been so much backlash of all of these young girls that he has interviewed and paid to say that they are teenage prostitutes. Like, yeah, Lady Di, the girl on here, her first interview, she was 13 and a working girl. And she was holding a baby, but the baby wasn't hers. The baby is her little brother, whose son was her mother, who was sitting next to her naked, promoting this. What a shitbag thing to do. Girl, this is why me and you, Stacy, me and you, girl, and Lily Di, and Mary.
Thank you.
Hide your kids, hide your plug. The Hoover's criminal gang is running amok, and they are pulling in Tanea. They are pulling in Adam 2216 Graham Mason. They're pulling in Mark Leta. The web is webbing the world. Collision Course led him straight to a federal indictment and a RICO. Girl, let's talk about it.
Federal indictment.
So first things first, we got to travel back in time. So I do timelines on this channel and predictions. Around December 7th, 2 years ago, 2023, Mark Leta posts a video interviewing a 13-year-old runaway. She's 13 years old. It's pretty much undisputed. I don't know. I didn't check her birth, but that appears it's being presented here. Look at the title of the video. And I pitched a fit about it, and so did a lot of people. A lot of people stopped following Mark Leta because of this video. And it was because, namely,
she was naked.
This 13-year-old in the video, she was wearing like a bathing suit bikini top, and it was see-through. You could see straight through it, and it wasn't censored at all.
Censored like this at first. I saw the original.
And they were talking about like S work and just nasty stuff.
Have you been working some of the streets as a private? How long has that been going on?
Since May.
Since May?
Yeah.
Is it a horrifying life for a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah. Every time like before I go to the blade or anything, like my stomach, it'll feel like I'm finna throw up. Like
I made a whole video about it. I'm not getting into it right now, but all that happened December 7th, 2023. In the video, Mark Leta discussed S work, like I said, her client's supposed, estual preferences for younger children. She had braces in this interview, and notably, no tattoos.
She's a baby.
Are visible. She might have one. No face tattoos. Okay, so put a pin in that idea for later. In the video, she claims she used to live in Beverly Hills. She had a great life until her mother, Tanea Nova,
that's the
little girl's name. She's Tanea, her biological mother. And according to Nova, Tanea taught her a whole new life.
This is the mother of Nova. Nova is what she refers to as me 2.0. She's just like me. And she has like 8 other kids. I could be exaggerating, but she has a lot of other kids, and like her son's her favorite. Okay. She treats this little girl like trash. She taught her this lifestyle, brought her into this lifestyle. Listen. I know it's hard. Trigger warning. I'm going to put the trigger warning banner up. I'm sorry. Listen, YouTube, I'm doing this for educational purposes and to expose creeps. That's what we're doing here. Nova needs help. Nova needs some help and some fucking exposure, because there are people out there who are subscribing to her CP sites on Instagram and Twitter, and she's posting her or somebody else are posting explicit videos of her online, and they're not being taken down. They're advertising this poor girl, including the mother. I'm mad.
Far from the tree. She has a father too.
Now, a lot of people had took issue with this at the time. One Reddit user made an ominous prediction at the time that I wanted to read to y'all. This is Sid Witch. I was able to catch the video before it was made private. One of the things Nova said repeatedly was that if she were to die today, no one would know. There's a real fear she has of being forgotten to the streets. She thanked Mark in the video. She said he saved her life because now she doesn't have to go back to the abusive PIMP that she was living with. She said that she met girls as young as 10 years old on Fig. Now, Fig is Figueroa Street, or the Figueroa Corridor.
You guys, I stop a lot. I hope you guys don't care. And I kind of like in this right here, so I don't have to keep switching. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. I'm having a conversation with myself. Anyway, so during Nova's first interview, when she was 13, talking to Mark Laita all about her S work, with her mother sitting right there with her baby brother on her lap, that couldn't have been more than 8 months old. Okay. Holding naked with her mother, holding a baby that's not hers. It's her little brother that's 8 months old. Talking about S work and how she sees 10-year-old girls working on that street. Let that sink in. 10 years old she's seen, and she admitted on her first interview that is now behind a paywall.
Specifically, this area of Los Angeles, California, that is known to be rife with prostitution and substances. The comment goes on, there are many girls who are either trafficked or are runaways. With nowhere to go, they end up on a blade. This is a street where someone walks down for this type of work, somewhere in some city. It's happening more often than we realize. I say all that to say, even though it's uncomfortable to hear her story, she deserves to be able to
in Los Angeles.
Great, wonderful. No problem there. And I've always agreed. I think she should be allowed to tell her story with parental consent, which is the law, and dressed with clothes on. I don't think it's appropriate or proper for a grown man in his 60s or however old he is, Mark Laita, to be talking about S work with a child who's okay. So that's I think we should all be able to agree on that. And then showing that and distributing it to us. And then he put it behind a paywall. So then eventually he blurs it out, censors out the chest of this child. And then he's like, oh, if you want the uncensored version, so the child with no shirt on, talking about S work, where to find her, what's her Instagram handle, and all kind of other things. Again, I already made a video about this. Basically, Mark lets everyone know where to find, how to find, what her name is, how she goes about doing her business, what she thinks about certain things,
what time she's out,
and all this other, saga. And I published this video called "Should Mark Laita Be Prosecuted for This?" I'm still wondering. Now, when I put that video out and when I was critical of Mark Laita.
Y'all, okay. So I've admitted I've watched a lot of Mark Laita stuff, and I have, okay. Do I have a sick feeling after? Like, yeah, there's some, like it's like prison guards and things like that. But there is an exploitation of people in general. But then when you're getting children, do you think that someone like that who's taking pictures, who's taking video of women or little girls, 13 years old, behind a paywall? Do you think that charges should be brought, or is he doing his art? Oh, hi, Dennis. Hi, Honey Bunny. Thank you for supporting. I love when you come say hi. Welcome, welcome. This is bad. You would never want to, honey, there's worse. Elon Musk has been notified that there is CP on X. I will never give out the handle, but they are not taking it down. They refuse to take it down. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, he's making money. How is he any different than the guys that he interviews that are working these girls and taking their money? How is he any different? How is he any different, really, than a client and someone you work for? It's the same thing. In my opinion, this is all my opinions. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but I know that I protect children, and I know that like this little girl has been failed on so many different levels, starting with her parental unit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Dennis? You're as passionate about things as I am. Dennis knows. Dennis, oh yeah, hi Brenda. Hello. I've been able to meet Brenda before, and she's an absolute sweetheart. Oh my god. All right, let's continue.
Anytime I'm critical of Mark Laita, people immediately start calling me a conspiracy theorist, jealous. I'm jealous of the views. No, I can guarantee you, it doesn't take very much to get a naked 13-year-old on your channel. Okay, I'm not jealous of that. I'm critical of it because it's deplorable, and someone obviously needs to tell him because clearly he don't know. Anyway, people start calling me a conspiracy theorist, but the very things that I was concerned about in that video began to materialize before my very eyes. So it turns out, according to these flyers, Nova had actually been missing for over a month. Already over a month by February. Okay, so when I put my video out, Nova had already been missing for a month. The last time she was seen was January 2024. So then in the middle of February, I've already put my video out, and here come these flyers. Ebony alert. For 41 days, this post says from the Doc Ellis Foundation, Renaya Moorhead has been missing from Los Angeles, California. Her whereabouts
Moorhead is her
January 5th, 2024. Despite this duration of absence, there remains a trailing lack of information available to the public. The Doc Ellis Foundation stands alongside Nova's family, urging for increased transparency and accountability in disseminating information related to her disappearance. Every day that passes without answers brings heightened concern and anguish for her loved ones. Then 2 days after that, there's another flyer of this sort. This, I believe, is on Instagram or maybe Facebook from Black Los Angeles. In this one, Tanea actually speaks, the mom. Quote, with all due respect, if you know anything about your daughter, please call 911 and give location. Thank you, bless. And this.
So the first time, like 13, and she ran away. I wonder why, right? Yep, Lady Di, you already know. You already know. This is exactly what happened. She went missing because she's picked up on Figueroa Street. And her mother put one missing poster for her. Okay. Wait until we get further in how this woman treats this poor girl. Like this girl stood no chance. And the saddest stuff, right? But she did put one missing person, kind of like Celeste, Hernandez. The parents put a one APB, be on the lookout for somebody one time over how many spans of a year that you don't give a fuck what your kids are doing. Okay, I can't get down with that. I will never be okay with a bad parent. I just won't ever.
Bit like some other weird family speaking on missing persons flyers that we've dealt with in the past, but I digress. But as you can see in the flyer, it says 14-year-old Renaya Moorhead was last seen January 5th at 8 South Los Angeles. Help us find Ebony Alert, Los Angeles. Now, if you're wondering what an Ebony Alert is, it's basically a missing persons alert for Black individuals. Hold that thought, though, because we're going to have Adam Grand Mason 22 explain it to y'all. Adam 16 explain it to
This is another YouTuber who's a weirdo.
But that's not a real thing, is it?
Yeah,
the Black girl, Ebony.
No, they only said that to me because I was a prostitute. I think sounds sexual to me.
You guys, look at them. They're naked here. This is another podcaster, another YouTuber who has the mother with the black hair. Nova has the green hair, and he is allowing them to. He is allowing a child to be naked on camera as he interviews her about S work. For clicks and views, for creeps, because that's who follows him clearly.
Just because Ebony is the category?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I feel you, but is
only Ebony was off Play Club. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what they were trying to get
is
at.
An
but
Amber Alert for a Black girl actually
I'm saying
called an Ebony Alert? This seems like it should all just be one alert. Like, why do we have to have a different alert for Black girls?
They were saying it was pretty racist.
It just seems kind of like, they're all human.
Is there a white girl alert?
Right.
Well, it is.
Isn't that for black girls?
Oh, I guess it's different.
I'm not being racist. I'm just saying, why is it called an Emily alert?
It's a statewide emergency system in California specifically created for black persons.
So I'm gonna elaborate on this. So I did look this up, and there is something called a Ebony alert for black girls because they do go missing at such a high rate in this area due to like Figueroa Street and like the Blade, they call it, that there is a significant number of black women going missing. So that's how this started. Now there's Amber alerts, and people will say like, well, Amber alerts are for white girls, for like rich white kids. You know what I mean? But I believe when I chat GPT'd it, that's the explanation that I got. That's a really sad situation. Right. Right, Lady D. I agree, baby. Dennis, it is unbelievable. Like, what is happening? California is like it's like the Walking Dead. It's like Hunger Games. Okay. California, they have failed. Wait until I get into like the BJ investigators try to call the FBI missing exploited children. The LAPD, they didn't. Well, LAPD didn't care, and we will get there.
This is all happening February 2024, and right around the exact same time as these missing persons flyers and my video coming out saying like this is kind of like dangerous for this child to be being advertising her services and her name, mom, and why is Mark Laita talking to her? And like a lot of the members of the public were really concerned about it as well. In the same exact month, we get, for what y'all might think right now is a seemingly unrelated occurrence, but please do note, that same month of the missing persons flyers and all of that, there was a huge arrest for a criminal gang, the 59 Hoover criminal gang. This is an offshoot of
Hold on, wait a minute. So, I have to, I'm going full screen for this, kids. I'm going full screen. I heard rumor. I don't know. I'm gossiping. I'm rumoring. I don't know if this is true, but I was getting horrified when I found out, and you guys are about to find out. You're about to go to be like maybe 2 years old when you find this out. The person running for mayor of LA, of California, or governor, believes that a PDF file is a sexual orientation not to be criminalized. Is that not the scariest thing you have ever heard in your life? That is one thing that she is like pumping up, that she wants to be governor, mayor. I think it may be governor of California, but she thinks being a PDF file is an sexual orientation and should not be criminalized. Where the fuck are we living? That's that like we're in the twilight zone. Okay, trigger warning.
Crips, they had established a base of operation in Columbia, Maryland, prosecuted there for gang activities. However, there's press conferences and news releases that do confirm that this is the same Hoover criminal gang, which was actually started in California, Los Angeles.
Through our Violent Crime Reduction Initiative, which became the Permanent Crime Reduction Teams, we were able to indict and prosecute these violent, harmful people. This last case, involving 8 members of the 59 Hoover criminal gang, has concluded with the conviction of its leader. This criminal network was believed to be involved in multiple violent crimes and other offenses.
But this wasn't the only Hoover Street criminal gang arrest that was going on with this gang lately. There was a previous one about 5 years before that. This was in Portland, Oregon.
This indictment lays out 3 identified murders, 7 attempted murders, multiple gun seizures, and the trafficking of methamphetamine, heroin, and cocaine.
The Hoovers, born in Los Angeles, have ties throughout the West Coast. Some members calling Portland home
I'm
since
gonna
the
do
80s.
it. Believe
the
me.
U.S. State Attorney announcing 3 of those gang members are now facing federal racketeering and murder charges.
Okay, so just put a pin in that. This
It's
Hoover
so scary.
criminal gang is also starting to be prosecuted. So fast forward about a year ago now. This is August 2024, and now people are still upset about specifically Mark Laita's soft white underbelly and how he treated the Nova situation, not censoring and talking about her about those topics and things like that. Someone started a change.org petition, and it has 20 signatures today. And it was to ban Mark Laita from YouTube over alleged child exploitation allegations.
Because that's what happens. Mark Laita.
Necessarily, this is a crime. Child exploitation is a crime. I'm not saying Mark Laita necessarily did a crime, but this is the change petition. Okay, so surprise alert, Nova is found. She's found, at least by the public, because starts posting again to the internet. So I guess, she becomes no longer missing. She starts posting these videos, and again, she's 14 years old and very advanced, like sexual topics for someone her age. And, this video about her supposed, quote, V card, she says she's at a creep's house.
Currently, I'm at a creep's house.
She had just turned 13 when this V card incident happened. She basically is talking to her boyfriend.
So she makes a TikTok. She makes a TikTok, okay, and says that she's in a creep's house and needs to get out. This girl is 13 years old. Where is your mother?
Maybe
Where is your
boyfriend is just
mother?
like, they call anything these days. Maybe it's another name for it.
Okay, so we're going to talk about my first relationship when I was 13 and how I get the other relationship. He was 32. How old is he now? He's like 34 now. That's still my boo. I'm not talking to that.
So she talks about this time. She said she had just turned 13. It was December 26, 22, or maybe 3. I have some ideas of timeline, like assuming she's the truth.
I had just basically, and right now I'm 15. So this was on. So I had just turned 13. It was December 26.
She says that, she was never had anything to drink. 13 years old, just turned 13. She's out walking with her. She's out with her teenage girlfriend walking around. She said she had run away from home because her mom, Tania, was doing the most. And she talked about these behaviors in Soft Underbelly interview. She wasn't even doing S work yet.
I was walking with my friend. I had just ran away because my mom was, doing shit.
As far as I know, her mother was working out of the house and doing the rugs. So that's the most.
Her family not feeling love from her family, but her brother would receive love and attention and affection from the family.
I've been liking grown people since I was younger because I don't know. I feel like I get that. I have love like that. My family will show my brother, like, you feel me, how favoritism is dummies. So they didn't fuck with me. It was like jealous.
How sad.
I'm not trying to say it's gonna sound like I'm just all that, but you feel me? When you look at it, it's like jealousy. Because what the fuck y'all weird? Like, and they been treating me like this since I was 9 years old. What do you, like, tell me?
She's 13. She's in a gas station. He gets a bottle of liquor. And her friend Nova was 13. She lied, apparently, said she was 18. She had never drank before.
I went with the man. Or whatever. We get in, we finna get a bottle. And ask my mama.
So this little girl, a grown-ass man, to get in the car and get a bottle. This little girl gets into a car with a grown man because that's what she sees her mother do. Parents lead by example. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kid's reading on a 3rd grade level because I read to him every fucking night. You do your parent. Like, I'm not bragging. My son. But I'm just saying he reads because we read together and you lead by example. This mother is not a mother. She's an egg donor. And the fact that she treated, and this little girl feels this way at this young age and feels like she needs to run away and get into a strange man's car to go drink to run away from her problems is the saddest thing. This happens in life. There are kids being treated this way. Hug your kids tighter tonight. Because there's little girls like this that didn't get that love. And that she deserved because she didn't ask to be here.
Bottle. We park up next to like a view or something. So we go to the view. We get drunk. I don't even drink. I just turned 13 last month. My friend, she outside. My friend was only 12. She was 12, I was 13. She was finna be 13 now. He like, so how old are you? I'm like 18. He like, you know you lying. I'm like, I'm really 18. He like, all right. He like, when your birthday? I said some birthday. I looked at, I think I asked somebody when they was born or whatever. I don't know what I did, but I got that birthday.
So one thing leads to then eventually she has relations with this man. And he was 32 at the time. And Nova makes sure to point out in her videos, she's like, this is what I looked like at the time. You know, it was obvious that I was a baby. A child, a young person is what she means by baby.
Nigga, y'all think I got a baby face now? No, I had a baby. I'm finna show y'all how I look. I'm finna put it right here. A baby. A kid. What are you talking about? Kid.
So this guy, he's living with his cousin, and the cousin is a woman who's younger. I think she said his name is Antoine. I don't know. We'll call him Antoine. I don't know if that's his name for sure.
First of all, he didn't even have a house. He was already like living with his cousins and shit. And look, whole time this is a grown ass man with his cousin, his little cousin at that. Like, huh? What's really going on? But it's not that because she was already grown and she had a so I'm like, okay. So he basically moved me in with the cousin. You feel me? I was 13, I was cool, and I'm like, I don't have nowhere to go anyway. I just ran away, So,
but Antoine, you know, moves Nova in with him, but he's living with his cousin. So the cousin starts realizing Nova is very young.
The cousin looking like this little girl look young, so she questioning me and him. So it's getting weird.
And says, you can't be in my house with this little girl like that. So they move out. Nova ends up living in a car with this man.
So we started sleeping in his car.
All the while, there is very well documented instances, public instances of Tanea and Nova not having a good relationship. Like Nova is running away from something.
She used to
her mother.
She used to go on live.
Your antibiotics, but you want to go get hit on.
Expose me. And then she saw me.
This is my opinion. And I know I stop a lot, and like it's like either the part you hate about me or the part that you love about me. But I love that all of you guys are here and hanging out with me and hating everything about this, like I do. Okay, the mother is the problem. Can you imagine, like, being that young and your mother being jealous of you? If you ever look up narcissistic mothers, they're actually extremely jealous of their children. And they cannot allow them to like have wins. And when they're attractive, they like live either vicariously through this person and control them, or they hate them, right? Or they hate them. And when this little girl was not shown love, and the only thing that she was shown was that it was for her body, that was her only worth. It was because her mother instilled that into her. Her mother showed her that. Her mother made her believe that that was the only worth she had, because that's what she does to herself. And the way she talks about her child, I have never once, this little girl has been called a B, a C, a hoe by her own mother as a preteen. Kids deserve better than this. Kids deserve, and you know too. Even I think she at one time she got put into a program. She got put into a program and ran away from that because God knows what was happening to her. There are so many failures in so many parts of the government, and then on top of like, this is something that I believe. My opinion. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just a girl that's been through a lot of shit with a lot of opinions. I feel like the LAPD does not give a flying F what happens on Figueroa Street and surrounding. I think that it's kind of like a mass and cast, like my friend Stacy was just saying. It is like mass and cast in San Francisco. Everybody lives in the street. People go there because it's warm all the time. They don't have to, here in Boston, they're in tents when it's like 6 below zero. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you go to San Francisco? Because it's warm all the time. It's crazy. And this woman pretends to be the mother of the year. No. You were the problem. Just like Harmony Montgomery, Adam's trying to get a new trial. And then you got his sorry ass egg donor suing everybody. Hasn't even found that little girl yet. Has not done one search. Some people do not deserve to be parents. Okay? Some people do not deserve to be parents. And you are seeing it real time what bad parenting is and why kids turn out this way, and it is generational, because I guarantee it happened to her too. And I don't want to hear that, oh, I can't change my life. I can't do this. I can't do that. Listen, as a human being, I have dug myself out of some of the worst situations. Okay. Some of the worst situations in life. Because I wasn't giving up on myself. Right. I wasn't going to let it win. And instead, I got myself out of a really dark place a couple of times, and I'm successful. And it's definitely, and I used to help. I spent a lot of time before I was a mother helping other women get their confidence back and their strength back. Nova needs somebody, but she needs someone to stand up and be like, this isn't right. Not the guys that try to sell her out, not her mother that passes her around and showed her how to do this. She needs someone to step into her life and show her that there is a different way. And it makes me sick that that has not happened for her. And this is what she thinks her worth is. Gonna settle with her mother. You, Miss Mom Nova, you, ma'am, are the problem. I'll get off my soapbox.
No. This is 35 years ago. He does not like my daughter being on the street. So we're arguing about that all.
Do you like your daughter being on the streets?
Heck no. Oh.
Maybe it's just she's too, grown. She's been exposed to too much now. But I mean, again, whose fault exactly is that? She was living in Beverly Hills. She had not been exposed to this stuff. But anyway, Nova said that eventually her mom did call the cops and Nova was taken to a group home, but she ran away from this group home back into the arms of this so-called boyfriend. And she mentions here that she made Mark delete an interview that she did together with Mark. Remember that part, because she doesn't like the way she looks in the interview. She says it here, Sean, I didn't like the way I looked. I was looking crazy because this man had beat her up, gave her a black eye.
Oh, shit was cool for like 2 weeks. Then I said something that irked him.
I'm stopping again. Kids, he did multiple. You don't have to give up on typing, mama. Keep going. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Dennis. And it's hard. And you have to work on it every day. And you have to want to be a better person and live by good principles and make sure that like your side of the street is clean and you're treating people correctly. Like I always say, like this little girl didn't ask to hear. I try to be the best mother that I possibly can. Listen, I'm far from perfect. Okay. I'm far from perfect. But like I treat my son with respect and care because he didn't ask to be here. When you see parents like this, you look at this girl, Mark Leta from Software Underbelly did multiple interviews with this girl. And one of the interviews he did, she was beat up by a client with black eyes, kids, black eyes. And he put it up. He put it up.
They're pretty bad. This slapped me. I'm like, that beat the. That was the very first time. All right, maybe this is love. I don't know. Love hurts.
She was selling content, and again, she was underage. She's still many years from being the age of selling content illegal. And the guy, this boyfriend, would beat her up and take her money from her quote content.
Then I sell content, so this nigga was taking all of my content money. I would buy something with my money. He'd be like, you wasted money
to see you, honey.
My money that I made on my cellular device. First of all, he was 17 when I met him. Now he's 18 for the be 19. So I was 14. And the mom knew how old I was, to be honest. She was letting me get beaten up of it. Only time she started coming there is when my mom started calling the police to that house. Every time my mom would call the police over there, they would get me, take me to a group home, and I would run back over to his stupid.
Eventually, she gets taken away, put in a group home, and then she runs away from the group home back to this guy. She does an interview with Mark during this time. She leaves out with, she's like, if he hits you one time, he's going to hit you forever.
Yeah,
one time,
and that's a fact.
Forever, boo.
Okay, I'm going to pause it again.
So fast.
I pause a lot, kids. I pause a lot. Listen, this is another thing. I have a son. Okay. I have a son, but I have a couple of nieces. We all have boys. Like there's like 10 boys and like 2 girls, the oldest and like the little one. Anywho, I am a firm believer. I've said this since I can remember, and I can't remember when I heard it, how I heard it, whatever. But stop telling your like, like when like my niece would come home and she'd be like, oh, I like this kid, Oliver, and he's so cute and blah, 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 blah. But like, he's like really mean to me. And I remember when I was little, just because it was the thing to say, people would say, oh, they're mean to you because they like you. Please stop perpetuating that idea that if a boy is mean to you, that means he likes you. I am a firm believer. I tell my niece, if she ever comes to me and she's like, so-and-so is mean to me, yo, see ya later, boy. There's one out there that's not going to do that. Because even when they're little, that's how it starts. You start believing that when a boy is mean to you, they like you, and that's why you stay in bad situations. Look at this girl. She even knows. She's like, I get hit once, I'm going to get hit again. Right? Am I right, ladies? Am I right, men? I think I
Forward to, a couple weeks later, there's another round of news reporting coming out about teenage girls being forced into S work on Figueroa Street.
An initiative is underway aimed to crack down on child trafficking on the Figueroa corridor. NBC4's Amber Frias is live from City Hall with more on the multi-agency effort and reaction from the community. Amber.
Now, this area has long been a hub for workers, so much so that one mom I spoke with says she's getting ready to move her family out of there.
They interviewed this mom who's got to move her family out of the area because her kids are seeing how other young girls are dressed and her kids want to dress like that, and she's calling it pool clothes.
My child couldn't come out because somebody might be down the street naked.
Lee says her daughter became more aware of her surroundings and started asking questions about what she saw.
Then she would see someone young like her niece or younger cousins. So now she's wondering, why do that girl get to walk down the street with that type of outfit on? Isn't that for the swimming pool or the beach?
They talk about rescuing 84 minors from Figueroa Street in the last 6 months.
In the last 6 months alone, Los Angeles police have rescued 84 minors from Figueroa Street, including one as young as 11 years old.
But again, what did we hear from herself?
LAPD, who BJ called the LAPD, and they did nothing about this. Didn't even ask a name, didn't ask no information. But they're trying to tell us that they're cleaning up Figueroa Street and captured 84 minors, including a 10-year-old. Is that what they just said? 84 with 10-year-old? Sir, ma'am, that's a lot. A lot. What the is going
She gets
on?
rescued. She just runs right back.
Especially at night, this area becomes an outdoor bordello.
Oh,
What we
does it?
see along the Figueroa corridor is a human rights tragedy playing out each and every night.
It does appear to be like a problem that is recurring.
I agree.
Then they announced
I
this task
agree.
force. 6 months, whatever goes by. We're into this year, 2025. It's April 23rd, 2025. An article on a operation of a notorious gang. This is from The Times. Inside a sting, America's most notorious S trafficking corridor, the number of girls as young as 12 forced to work on LA's Figueroa Street, again, Figueroa, has exploded in recent years. The Times joined police on a nighttime operation to rescue them. Okay, so this is all building. The task force announced. Now there's a sting operation. The Times is like, oh, we went on it. This is April this year, 2025. Some notable quotes from this article: the number of juveniles out here has exponentially grown. The Times observed the rescue of a 14-year-old girl who had run away from a children's home in Northern California. Now, this is not Nova. I'm not saying it's Nova. There's many people that could be aged 14. This is a trafficking allegation of a whole ring.
It's
so
a whole
I'm not saying this.
It might not be Nova, but they just got 84 minors, including as young as 10, and they're saying this isn't a problem. BJ called saying that there was CSEM online on X and Instagram and everything. They did not care, did not take a name, nothing. They did nothing about this. She called the missing and exploited children. She called the FBI. It is still up. It's still up. And they're trying to tell us that there was 84 kids seized as letting us 10, and they're not going to take down saying a little girl is being exploited on the internet at the age of 14. If anything, we should be protecting the rights of people through the Constitution and our children. The most important thing in the entire world is our children. This is a child. What does it say? Hold on. It's 13 years old. What does Lady Di say? California also has recently just busted for just really. I see, I just like
is Nova, but this gives you an idea of from this Times article how some people get pulled into this against their will. She had run away from a children's home with another teenager, but the teenager beat her, took her phone, forced her into S. Social has become one of the main routes into underage S work, especially since the pandemic, which drove even more children online and put those from troubled backgrounds into a pimp's reach. They give another example, a woman named Amy, a former victim of this type S abuse victim. They call a child S worker, but I mean, like, y'all, please. She said when she was 13, she was living in a care home in San Bernardino. Arrow investigates.
Did you guys just catch that? Hey, what the heck? Come on. Oh, hi. Here I am. Reached out online. Never met these kids. 13, 14 years old with their iPhones. Reached out and said, "Do you want to make some money and turn these girls out?" Okay, so like my degree that when I went to college, I'm an IT. I'm in the IT field. I'm in IT services. Okay. I see some of the most egregious shit I have in previous jobs. I switched careers because I've seen some shit. This shit it's so real that these predators will get to your kid. And most of the time it's women. It's not the guy. It's the guy having the woman reach out and be the friend. Do I make some money? It's really fast and easy. It is so scary that this is happening. And it's happening every day. And that's why they said to go and miss it. Because of this shit. I had to stop what I was doing when I first got out of college because I couldn't take what I was watching, what I was seeing. I'm too sensitive. I can't. I just can't. I do true crime, but I'm sensitive.
2023 of loitering for sex. This used to be something that was punishable by going to jail or being arrested, but it was also used as a way to pick up people suspected of being underage. Well, it's no longer being criminalized. Here's a clip here.
Even if it seems obvious,
we're observing females that are dressed provocatively with very minimal clothing, flagging down vehicles and or impeding traffic.
A bill sitting on Governor Gavin Newsom's desk would prevent police from arresting a person for standing and waiting around with the end goal of sex work.
We know that women of color, we know that trans people are much more likely to be stopped, and because the current law encourages law enforcement to be profiling people based on how they look.
Equality California helped craft the bill. California Family Council is fighting the bill.
It makes it harder to help vulnerable women that are in crisis. It makes it more difficult to prosecute and to hold accountable the men that are abusing victims of human trafficking.
So back to this article, the Sting Operation article. On a good night, an undercover operation will rescue as many as 3 girls, but they are not always willing to cooperate with the police. And we're talking about, again, underaged, under 18.
I
Some
hate
as young as 12. Many of these girls refuse to answer questions and they run back to their pimps once they are passed into the care of basically CPS. Now, Nova, of course, admits that she does this and has done this. So the next month, May 2025, that's this year, CBS puts out an article about Operation Spring Cleaning, which happens to be, I believe, the same operation we just read about in the Times article a month before the time.
New at 4, police arrested more than 250 people in a big internet.
Okay, before we go into this, I just want to say I think these people should be fucking publicly shamed. I'm trying not to swear. I'm gonna like put like a nickel every time I swear because I think I just need to stop. It's like my kid's too old now, and he's like, "Mom, you so." I'm gonna put a quarter every time I put it. I'm not gonna swear anymore, kids. I'm gonna try not to. But these people, they should be all publicly shamed. Every single one of them. CPS and DPS. Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Yeah, everybody who buys these children should be publicly shamed. Okay, listen, I don't want nobody to contact anyone. Don't contact anyone mentioned here. We're not going to look into it. But I think, in my opinion, because I'm allowed to have an opinion, my First Amendment right, that these people should be publicly shamed for what they're doing. I bet Mayor Wu what? No. What do they do with Mass and Cass? Like, look at Mass and it's the same thing. Perp block them all. Yes. Lady Di. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, public stoning. Anyone on that? Yeah, if you're over on X, come over to YouTube, Unsolved with Amy Boston. We have a good time over here. Lady D, I like the way you think. Me and you, girl. Me and you. Perp blocks. I want to see the perp block. Everyone. I want the guys. I want the guy perp block.
Crime sweep across Southern California. LA Police Chief Jim McDonald and other law enforcement agencies shared the results of Operation Spring Cleaning, a 2-week sting across 5 counties last month. 265 people were arrested for using the internet to target kids for sexual abuse. 27 children were rescued during this investigation.
Then 1 month later, Nova
girl.
appears to be on good terms with her mom, I guess. She shows up for a soft white underbelly book
and
promo.
another interview.
And I'm
Look
not
at
gonna
her.
probably react to this, but maybe I'll put a few clips right in here.
I'm gonna stop this and give us some context because you know me, I stop everything. What would it be a day from the laborers union up in the house? Hey, honey, good to see you, baby. Kay's good. Kay is with his nana having all the fun. He could care less about me right now. I have the best mom. She's like oh God. She's all I've ever had in life. My dad died when I was 10, and she's just like my rock. She's amazing, and she's Caden's rock too, which is like even more amazing. Back to what I was saying. They came back to Soft White Underbelly to Mark Leta. Okay, to Mark Leta, naked, and looked at the magazine that he put 14. Oh shit! Oh my God! Hold on. My God, my cat just like, oh, Jesus Christ. All my lights went flying, my drink went flying, my phone's wet. What the fuck is happening? This was a great stream. What just happened? Freaking Zoe. Zoe happened. Anywho, what was I gonna say? So, okay, so they're back here. Mark Leta. They are back at Soft White Underbelly. Everyone can hear me, right? Am I loud and clear? Oops. To look at the magazine that he put them in when she was 14. And do you know how much it's selling for right now on eBay? Of $2,000. Yeah, I know. No, she likes to play with the cords. Listen, Zoe chooses violence. Okay. She is my cat. Definitely. She loves me and she's tender with me at tender times. But 80% of the time, she just chooses violence because she's little. She just wants to tear up everybody's nerves. Oh my God. Hey, I'm so happy that you're here. Okay. I'm going to keep going with this. They're at Soft White Underbelly looking at the magazine that they got put on. That if you go on eBay right now, it is for $2,000, kids.
Nova, I make a lot of money off that on God. I sell like tapes like
Hell no.
They like to see. Oh, this when I came from Antoine, I was looking crazy, Mom.
Oh.
Turn the page.
Mark, why would you put this one? Oh.
Oh.
That's the mother. That's funny. I was looking a hot mess, Mark. Why you didn't put the other one, Mark?
Cause you.
Yeah.
People think
They think.
I pay attention to it. I didn't even notice it until people started making
about
comments. I did a video of a
Remember?
13-year-old prostitute, and she had a bikini top that I wasn't even aware that you could see through it.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm not a breast man, so I'm not really looking at her breasts. But
what do you like in a woman's body?
The shape of her waist and hips and all that.
Yeah.
Are you hearing this? Mark Leta gets hemmed up, okay? Gets hemmed up with the fact that he has a naked minor. And he goes, "Oh, you know, I didn't really notice. I'm not a boob guy." I beg your pardon, sir? Are we talking about the 13-year-old? Or you like the figure of a body when they hit puberty? You're talking about a child, Mark Leta. A baby. And you said you didn't notice because you're not a boob guy? Sir. Like, I have watched his stuff. I have. I'm not even gonna lie. And he's probably a great photographer. But sir, you need to take all the seats. Talking about a 13-year-old like that. Out of
So you like
face.
more like curved kind of
long.
Curved, like
Tall and thin with nice curves.
Tall and thin but nice curves, yeah. Which is not the easiest mix to get.
No, it's hard.
South Central LA, you
Interesting. They seem to be on better terms here. They do a full interview on that same day as well. This comes out in July, summer 2025. Tanea now has a brand new baby who appears in the video. They're passing him back and forth, Tanea and Nova. And now being, covered in tattoos, although face tattoo when we saw her for the first time a year or so ago.
Face
2 years
tattoos.
ago. Now in this video,
With a money bag.
both Tanea and Nova both claim to have been in New York. Tanea claims she was in New York trying to chase after Nova. Nova said she went to New York, but she was in jail for a month. And she went to New York because Tanea was toxic.
I just came back from New York literally a few days ago. And I was only out there because of this one.
But you didn't stay in New York. Did you, Nova?
Look at
I
them.
went out there. The first time I went out there with my cousin, and then we went to jail. I was in jail for a month, and then after that, I came back out here for like 2 weeks, and then I went back.
And still didn't come see me. But that's another story.
Because she wasn't answering the phone.
But then they get to this part about Tanea supposedly taking responsibility or accountability for basically being the worst possible type of parent imaginable. And she said, I teach my kids and I mature them a bit older. Sometimes she said, I have to ask myself, do I have these kids in survival mode?
Are you guys getting along?
Listen.
We're getting along so much better because I just said, you know what? I tend to be first of all because I'm like, why are you like this? Is it really me? And I was like, you know what? I have like the way that I teach my kids, I could tell by my 5-year-old, I do mature them a little bit older because
what we be going through?
I want them to be aware of everything, I would rather
I
me
love
tell
you,
them
Ask
things
Bob.
first or just, and I was like, maybe I got these kids in survival mode. I don't know.
Don't express yourself to nobody, she says to her kids.
I'm always saying, be tough, keep it going. Don't express yourself to nobody. Whatever you want, you can get. all of that type of stuff. And Nova, Nene, I call her Nene. She
don't do that.
She takes it to a whole nother level. But you say you like when I call you Nene.
No, then people gonna start calling me Nene.
Nova supposedly is not doing S work, but she kind of is because she's selling videos and slowing down on that because she keeps getting deleted from websites and platforms.
So, homegirl, because she got so popular on the Soft White Underbelly interviews. I can't see the chat. Oh, where's my chat? Oh my god, you guys left. Wait, I gotta get it back. It's weird. Anyway, I found it. So she was scared and she was getting like extra creeps on Figueroa. So she started doing digital content. So instead of doing OnlyFans, because she's a child, she posts on, I'm just going to say it. I mean, you really can go find it. I don't suggest going to look at it because you don't want to be suspected in a CP watching anything, but it was on X and Instagram. And she keeps creating accounts over and over and over and over and posting the stuff for money behind a paywall. And it said that she has not stopped escorting. I guess that's what you would call it now. And she's a child at 15. And the last video I saw of her, she was actually sleeping in her car because her mother wouldn't let her come home. So, God. Don't you just like want to hug these kids? Don't you just want to like hug them and tell them that they're worth so much more and show them that life doesn't have to be this way? Her mother said, I feel like I put them in survival mode. For a mother to admit that you instilled these kids with so much angst, like such bad parenting, you literally put them in survival mode. Kids shouldn't have to just survive. Kids should thrive. And if they're not, you're doing it wrong.
What she's selling is pictures of she's under 18.
Have you still been working on the streets or motels or hotels or anything like that? You're not doing work?
No.
You're not selling videos?
I mean, no. I do YouTube. I do Facebook.
Yeah, you have to stop. Not been stopping though because they keep deleting my Instagrams for child pornography, so I just stopped.
Then Tanea laments that there's quote whole websites of her baby from OnlyFans, and it's like, but who made the baby famous? Who went on Underbelly first? Who continues to go on public shows and public platforms and talk about their daughter? It's Tanea. She's one of the main reasons anybody has any knowledge of who she even.
They don't make websites of my baby, and I don't like that.
How do you know about this with me?
It wasn't me.
And yeah, that stuff should be taken down. That's
and said, not me. After you called her your 2.0, ma'am, we can see you. We can hear you. And this isn't all she does. She goes on she goes on the Instagrams and she goes on the Twitters and she does all her things. She was on a video saying that she was living in some like 5-star hotel getting breakfast made for her and her kids every morning. How listen, I have a career. I'm educated. I'm a mother. With one child. It is not easy. How are you in a 5-star hotel with a bunch of babies getting free breakfast every morning, not having a job to go to? I have to get up every single day and go to work and provide for me and my kid. And you're going to tell me that that girl is not following in your footsteps? Ma'am, you are delusional.
Showing her how to be mature. Tanea admits to talking about these horrible, horrific, traumatic stories to Nova when Nova was as young as 10 years old. Basically, as a therapist, this to me looks like grooming and this teaching to be mature behavior.
I'm going to take accountability. This is what I feel like I motivated her to be just this
Okay,
one.
let me tell you. So what it was,
That part,
it's not
Stacey.
technically my mom that made me
That
like
part.
this, but you know how I'm like, you know, smart and mature and all that. She made me mature because the things she was telling me and, you know, showing me. But like,
What was I showing you?
As in me.
Hold on, I'm stopping
like, you know,
again because I have 5 words. She's like, she matured me. She did this. That. No, you're supposed to allow kids to age progress appropriately and stop raising kids to they grow ups too fast. Stop doing that. I judge this. I judge this. Listen. I feel bad. Like, I bet this is the only thing that she knows. Okay. I bet that this is a lifestyle that she grew up in. She probably lived on Fig her whole life. And this is what happens. A lot of people have a lot of kids, and the kids end up like their mothers, and it's just a generational thing. And unless someone breaks it, it's going to continue with all of these kids. Okay. She must have she must have something. Something's happening. Something is going on for her to afford that, because like I said, like I have like a career and I get paid like well, and I still have to like ration, you know, like it's not about me anymore. The thing I do for me is this, right? But like everything goes to my kids' extracurricular activities, and you know, even having what I like, what I can provide for my family, it's not this. How is this happening? How are you being rewarded for bad behavior? You can't even be a mother to all of your children. You hate one of your children and you tell her as often as you can. And I've seen it on video. Hi, Rossi. Good to see you, baby. Sorry, guys. I want to soapbox tonight. I'm like really feeling this. And like every time I watch something from BJ Investigates or That Surprise Witness, that is my homegirl. And I wish I could like have a tonic with her from her glass bottle and like just talk to her about, because she is a G. She one creator that does not give a is this girl, and I like her style. I like it. I judge my own kids at almost 23 and 18. They're so mature compared to today's kids and sheltered, but I'm also happy too. It's yes, honey. I feel that in my soul. I like, you know, like you want your kids like have friends and like have a good experience and stuff, but I want my kids to like be a kid, like want to play sports and still play with his trucks and not have to deal with like this girl's 13 and they call her grown and fast, but this is what she was taught to do. She was never able to be a child. Right? And growing up too fast is completely detrimental to your developmental. Maturing your kids is teaching them how to clean. Yeah. Well, yep. Yeah, do laundry, use a vacuum, cook, vacuum. Girl, yes. The essentials. You like the point, or one of your job as being a parent, and as sad as it can like feel saying it, you're literally raising these small humans to be adults. Successful, capable adults, because they're not going to be your babies forever. You know, like when Caden says, "Hey, mom, can you give me a drink?" It's like, no, well, you know where they are because I put them at a level that you can grab one, right? Because you can do for yourself with that, right? Within reason. He comes down and does laundry with me to see what I do, because, you know, even like reading to him. Right, Mary, you have to lead by example. Even reading with him all the time. Like one day he just like started to read, you know, because that's something we did constantly. When I'm cooking, I tell him what I'm putting in. If I'm baking something, which I don't do very often, but like I will like help him. He'll help me mix it. You teach your children how to be an adult. And look what this lady is instilling in this child, that this is her only worth. It's tragic. Justice for Nova. Free Nova.
Yeah, and all that. She didn't show me that. Like, she didn't show me that, because if that was the case, y'all be seeing her. But the whole
And it was believable, like, even though she's young, it's like she not. And I'd be like, dang, how much was you listening? Like, I thought I was just venting because I didn't have no therapist. So at 10 years old, I used to be talking to her like,
Yeah,
and then,
like when I was 9 and 10, like she was telling me all the stories, everything.
Tania admits to calling Nova a bitch.
First of all, they would tell my daughter, oh yeah, if your mom really loved you, and she would think like, yeah, my mom did just, call me a BRTCH or.
And going off on her on live when they were in New York, when she had chased Nova down, which she should. That is her parent. She does need to find her if she goes to New York.
I'm not gonna lie, like when I was in New York, I went off on her and that went viral too. I was like, are you recording me? I went off on her.
And you like, called her C-word.
Ooh, they was dragging me. Y'all was dragging.
On social media.
I was crying because I'm like, I'm not really like that. She called me on a bad day.
Nova, thanks giving her platform. She's very thankful and grateful to the platform that Mark provided to her.
I know you love the popularity. You know, another thing too, I realized it was good that she did go viral a lot because
girls, you done gave my whole platform, huh?
I done did what?
I said Mark done gave me my whole platform. Like he didn't help me on YouTube. Like
why is she holding her brother?
I mean, I feel like the interviews helped you. I feel like I helped you every month. I'm like, my daughter, if you find her. So it was like through emotion. A lot of people used to tell me like, stop giving your daughter clout. I'm like, clout. This is real life, like clout now, but. Okay, so to do just sit at home like, oh yeah, she there, girl. We ain't cause nothing about her. Don't.
And when I'm dead, they be looking for you.
Yeah, like oh, you didn't care. It's like, damn.
Oh wait, were we just? I think we were just talking about this. We were just talking about how we talk about all of these cases with these kids, like Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who just was found in the front of a Tesla of a man that she was messing around with at the age of 11. And everybody was so, oh, rest in peace, this poor girl, blah, blah, blah. What about when she was alive? Where was everybody in her family and this mother? Where were they while they were alive trying to help them? It's only noticed and talked about when these kids are deceased, found deceased. And this is what I'm trying to do is expose the Nova thing, because this is clearly human. YouTube doesn't like it. I'm trying to get monetized. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I can mess everything up. But like, I don't want them to like shadow ban my videos by saying things like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we start doing things for these kids while they're still alive instead of us reporting that there's little girls found in trunks when it was preventable? It was fucking preventable.
And it, a few days ago, I was shocked to see people like, oh, you guys are genuinely happy. You guys miss each other.
Tania says that she keeps having to report Nova missing. So what is this? She keeps running away. Nova said, again, she's 15 years old. She doesn't rest. But the negative repercussions of being made so famous.
And then she goes, how do you know how to say this? I'm like, because I was you before. 2.0, but like, I was like a cutthroat too.
You know what I mean too? Because everybody already got their point of view of me, and every time they see this, oh, she fast. Yeah. So I'm already on defense mode.
Yeah.
I'm already knowing what people
because she's advertised
from people on the street.
What were you doing on the way here?
Her mother and Mark Leta advertised her on Soft White Underbelly that has over 3 million subscribers. 3 million subscribers.
Remember the lady at the corner on Crenshaw?
She was like, oh, look, like that's that little girl. That bitch be everywhere. And and then she was talking, like I whispering. Somebody else be looking at me whispering. So I don't talk to me. I don't.
People love to talk about.
Yeah.
Everywhere we
That's
go.
all they can really do is
She don't even
talk.
want to go. Like,
yeah, like I really want to go out places.
I think it's just to listen to yourself, know who you are, and all that people.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, she's thankful for the platform and becoming famous, but on the other hand, she doesn't like it. And she's only, again, 15 years old. She wasn't really old enough to make these lifelong permanent decisions like this. Then
You
Mark,
can't have
you know, I'm
surgery
just, like,
without
sick
your
to my stomach
parents'
at this interview.
consent.
You know, this is a few months ago. And here's Mark. I think Nova's great. The way she's grown up and who she's turning into. I think it's
I think Nova's great. I just love the way she's grown up and
Yeah.
who she's turning into.
Yeah, I think with the biggest thing would be
A grown man that just heard that story of a girl with SA, because that's what it is. Call it what it is. Told all her story about her being an S worker, and he's saying that she's growing up to be a wonderful lady, and he's proud of who she's becoming. I have so many fucking questions.
been tapped out. It's a lot of girls that tried to do what she did,
and it
just didn't work.
And it's like, cause they're trying so hard. It's like they're trying something that they're not. That's why it's not working.
So from the first time that Mark saw her, she's now gotten several tattoos. She's not even 18 years old. She's run away. This is what she's grown into since he saw her the first time. She's gotten a face tattoo, and this is going to become important with this branding stuff. Mark continues to be a clueless buffoon, saying that GPT great therapist.
Won't you be your own therapist then? Won't you just practice
No, you
what
don't
they
need a
would tell
therapist
you?
either, cause they're gonna lie to you, and they're gonna try to give you.
You know what's a great therapist? It's GPT.
For real.
It's amazing.
Yeah, don't.
Beg your pardon, Mark.
Would you
It's
try?
amazing.
I beg your pardon.
Bye. I would not
everything.
Bye.
Turn now to a teenager's
ChatGPT
by suicide encouraged by artificial intelligence.
They claim the chatbot went from helping Adam with homework to becoming a substitute for a human companion to eventually be a coach or lawsuit.
Tanea, of course, wants to sing at Nova's graduation.
So Mark Laita just said to that little girl, he said, oh, use ChatGPT. We just heard the ChatGPT, a little boy became a friend with ChatGPT and it told him to self-delete. What the fuck is happening? Twilight Zone.
And I'm trying to do something real big. I want her to graduate. I want to sing her to graduation.
But then she says something really freaky, like not in the good kind of freaky, okay? She says to Nova, to her daughter, her 15-year-old daughter, I want you to be talking to girls in the 10th grade and schooling them.
I want her to talk to young girls like now. Like, I want you to be talking to girls in the 10th grade already, like schooling them. Like, yeah.
I don't think there's anything she needs to be teaching the girls in the 10th grade. I don't even know if like she should be sent back to regular 10th grade. Like I think about how I was on what level I was at 15 and like if they would have just been sending Novas into my school. She says stuff like, I don't want to be saved. Stop trying to save me. Maybe she needs to go to alternative school. I mean, no offense. I don't think everybody is beyond reproach, but this is a very famous child S worker. Mom, you need to go school the other 9th and 10th graders? No, you don't. You don't. You need to be learning from them on how to stay in school. But Nova doesn't want to do that. She says, nah.
Schooling them, like, yeah.
I have a note here. Why does this remind me so much of Larry and Amanda Rabb? Amanda saying she doesn't want to be telling people stuff about that VR program. But anyway, I digress.
She was set to be released.
So Nova, she is interested in going back to school, which I think is great. For sure, she said she wants to graduate.
Yeah, I'm gonna graduate.
Now, we do learn in this interview that the rest of the family are isolated. Talk to Nia anymore. They're okay with the brother.
Are things better between you for the whole family right now than they've been?
It's getting there. This is why
The family, not the whole family.
It's there. We gotta get
No,
ties
it ain't.
back.
No, we ain't talking about kids. We the whole family, right?
Well,
we are
whatever.
not cool.
Listen,
Because they judge us. They look at us like
They do not like us. They don't like me for sure. They don't like her. Look like her. They like brother because
he ain't like us.
yeah, he nice.
Like it's us against the world.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
They talk about not having any real friends. Tanea's mad and jealous. Her friends and family members choose her child, a minor, over her.
Yep.
More narc parenting.
Everybody fake in this world.
They done did some crazy stuff.
Everybody fake in this world, but
they done put
everybody
any
need
day.
love, so-
I'm like, huh?
And you also see that Nova is basically parentified. You know, she's basically a parent to her siblings.
Yeah.
She has 6 kids.
Like that little girl has held her little brother that whole time. Do you know the first time I saw this, whatever this was years ago, I thought that was her baby. I was like, oh my God, she's like 13 and has baby, was sitting there with her mother. No. When she's around, she is the parent to her other 5 or 6 siblings. And she has an older brother that's like the favorite. Yeah, I don't know.
6 more, Tania.
Yes, that's gonna be the last one, and I'm gonna have to give him one. Kids. I'm gonna give him one.
And 6 of them gonna live with me, and the other 6 could be with you. As
soon as they start acting up and wanting to run away, I'm sitting up to her.
I mean, you guys had a lot of fights.
Hell no.
Right?
I never fought my mama.
Arguments?
Yeah, arguments.
Real bad arguments.
We never fought though. Like that's diabolical. I could never
falling out. Were you guys
falling out?
Yeah, but like when we fall out, it don't even be real, Mom.
What's it about?
And then Mark and Tania talked, we want you to let the people know. We don't want you to be viral for the stuff you've been viral for. We want you to be viral for showing who you really, maybe this is who she really is, girl.
Are you guys competitive against each other?
We're not. I just want the best for her, so I go hard on her. Like I want her to be way better than me. And it's like, okay, you viral, but I want you to be viral for, you are viral for that. Let them who you are. Like, damn, off this camera, y'all should just see, like, it's way better. Like, it's crazy. She's way more fun and way more. She just keep it at this. Like, oh yeah, I get money, I sell content, that's it. I'm like,
we want to see you grow. Who's we? Is this like Mark Laita, the social media influencer manager? Doesn't he do the same stuff to Rebecca? Like, you could be really famous. Who is the we want to see you grow? And then, of course, Tania can't make without making a comment as poor like Nova needs to gain weight.
We want to see you grow. I want to see you with more weight on you. You know what I'm saying? Not like you are beautiful. You're fine. Like I've been skinny mom.
Like body shaming your kids, body shaming your child. Like just my heart breaks. Cause I've been like all kinds of weights, right? Like I've been like real heavy. I've been real fit. Right now I'm kind of like in the middle. But to be body shamed by your own mother has to be very scarring and very shame because she's a narcissist, and so she hates her and is like projecting all of her shit onto the daughter. In my opinion, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a girl that's been through a lot of shit.
But I know what you can be. I know how you can act. I know how you can feel.
She's talking about, trying to show Nova how to be a lady and how to wear nipple covers.
Stuff like that. Like, I buy her some shit I want to know. I buy her nipple cover-ups and she doesn't listen to me. It's like, I'm trying to make you into this lady. Like, she's really a thug.
Ma'am, please, look at yourself. Look what you're wearing. What are you talking about?
Right?
Nova's more covered up than you. You're going to teach her how to be a lady? Mark makes sure to get in a grammar joke. Nova's like, yeah, I definitely want to go back to school. I definitely want to, graduate for sure. So it's like one thing she might still have some type of faith in herself in. And here's Mark. I think you be using the word be incorrectly.
I think you're using the word be incorrectly.
Listen to him.
To be used the word be incorrectly.
I'm going to stop saying that.
And then at the very end, Mark ominously says, "You're growing up beautifully, Nova." Thank you.
Growing up, Nova. Thank you.
I just thought we should sit in the silence of that for a moment. Okay, so then, that happens. And again, remember, that was part of a book promotion. That happens. Nova then, makes one of her infamous lives, talks about how she got a black eye. People were like, did your mom give you the black eye? She said no.
Mama didn't give me no black eye. Dead homie, she didn't give me no black eye. It's gonna go away though. This the same black eye. Yo, I get a black eye in the same eye, and it's diabolical.
She had recently gotten a car, and she said, "I got the interview."
Sorry,
Mark,
I have to pause this and talk about it. I was always really like fit. Like I was like athletic. I always had like, I'm tall. I'm 5'8", and I always had like really like muscular, thick thighs and arms, and I had a big booty and wide hips and like a really small way. I have a similar, but I was always thick. And then I got to be pretty heavy at one point, and I was like really heavy. And now I'm like smaller, but like not as muscle tone, which sucks. But I'm getting there, girl. You look great. I've seen you with my own 2 eyes. You look beautiful. You're beautiful.
Gave me the money and I got a car.
They helped me. She did not help me get this car. I did the interview. Mark gave me the money, and I got my car. What you talk about? I was going to get paid for the interview regardless. You did the interview by myself. I want to pay.
She's saying she got a car. Mark laid down. Could the girl be lying? For sure. Could I be misunderstanding? Absolutely. Did I see the title to the car? No. I don't know any of it, okay? But she said, Mom didn't give me this car. I got an interview. Mark gave me the money and I got a car. She said she put the car in the name of someone she trusts. She talks about running away from her mom for being toxic. So more running away because Tanea. She says that's why wedding alerts. She said, stop trying to save me. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, ain't no saving me. Can't nobody save me but
how sad.
Stop trying to save me and take me out and get me out.
She has that eye in the video, and she, claims that she got it from her man. She doesn't want to show whoever the man is on the screen.
This happens in up by people that can't control their anger.
She says she's been engaging in S work since damn near 12, which I think, means maybe 11.
I've been sending this since I was
huge when I was pregnant.
But she refuses to snitch. She says, I'm not going to get my man popped.
I'm not getting my pop. I just like this knock my head off. I'm not getting my pop, shot, beat up, ran over.
Look at her face.
She said her man beat her up and he needs therapy and he's weird. 1 month later, the indictment heard around the world.
Federal agents say handled a
just 2 miles from where the Olympics will kick off in 3 years, the Figueroa Court.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. My bad. Caden is playing with the cat, and I just want hello, Aaron. With someone's praying less. Right. I was all belly. Yeah. Sorry, guys. All right, let's start this up again. My bad.
Is where the U.S. Attorney's Office says a total of 11 gang members and associates in the notorious Hoover Street Gang were rounded up and charged with racketeering and sex trafficking today, saying they exploited minors, runaways, and girls in foster care, some as young as middle schoolers.
The first time any gangs in Los Angeles have been indicted for trafficking. Individuals may have been, but not a gang, not a group of people.
There was a 14-year-old who was sex trafficked at a motel in South LA. Over the course of 3 consecutive days.
Agents say the perpetrator was 25-year-old accused gang leader Amaya Armstead, also known as Lady Duck, who used Instagram and TikTok to lure victims.
Now, this is just last month. This, right now, what we're reading, August 13th, the Department of Justice puts out this press release, justice.gov, 11 charged in federal indictment alleging extensive ST of minors and young women along South LA corridor. The Hoover criminal gang was charged in a 31-count indictment that charges them with racketeering, conspiracy, that's RICO, including ST of children and adults through force, fraud.
You hear that?
Coercion. This includes runaways and children from foster care system. Figueroa corridor of Los Angeles recruiting victims through social media and branding them with tattoos.
These are photos of some of the 11 alleged members or associates of the South Los Angeles-based Hoover Street Gang who are now in federal custody on a long list of charges that include racketeering, sex trafficking, drug and firearms-related crimes, and money laundering.
They were branding these young women. They were abusing them, they were drugging them, just horrific acts.
U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli saying many times the gang recruited victims through social media. A 31-count indictment details the years-long case against the defendants who allegedly operated in the Figueroa corridor, known as a human trafficking hotbed.
The lead defendant is a woman. She goes by Lady Duck, and she was out there recruiting these young women, children as young as 14 years old, into sex and really selling other humans. It's the worst kind of crime out there.
2 points for me. Number One, they were recruited through social media. Social media and this lifestyle, this rapping and money lifestyle was used to lure women and children into this style. The lead defendant is a woman. That, is unusual. Amaya Armstead.
A woman.
Now, she's the one who specifically is accused of STing victim number 11. That was the 14-year-old, the youngest victim in the indictment. Now, generally, victims' names are not mentioned, especially whenever they are underage. So I would never expect to see anybody's name. Now, people have begun to speculate that this 14-year-old girl is Nova, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But the lead defendant in this case, Lady Duck, is the one who is alleged to have tracked the 14-year-old girl. The newscasters, they're really selling other humans. That's the thing too. I think that a lot of times these words, they get used in ways.
I was watching, I had to stop again. Sorry, you guys know how I do this. I was watching, I think BJ. I'm gonna be doing different parts of this, so you guys stay with me on this, because it's there's so much. Part 2 and 3. I'm gonna tell you something. So today, there are people going internationally, buying people in either for organs or if they're attractive enough, try to barter with those type of men instead. So they either get sold into that or they for organs. Can you this is happening in our world.
That kind of soften the blow of what's really going on. Make no mistake, this is slavery. Yes, trafficking, sure. It's not an incorrect word, but trafficking is a legal word for a law. It's illegal, standards need to be met and things like that. But if you are being forced to have relations with people and give the money to somebody else and you can't leave, it's a situation. Again, they mention a lot of these girls came from the foster care system, or they are runaways. They're preying on the vulnerable. We do also venture, Emmanuel Harrow comes up again, Riverside, California. This guy coming out of his house accused of drugging, beating, and R-ing children. Again, suspects are pimps recruiting through social media. There's a mother of a supposed victim of this gang. She said it has been 3 years and she has yet to hear anything about her own missing child, Ruthie. Ruthie was lured there for ST and went there to Figueroa, the Figueroa corridor, 6 months later.
Catherine Renesso has been searching for her daughter, Ruthie Smith, from Long Beach in the Figueroa corridor since she was lured there for trafficking before missing months later.
Figueroa is a scary place, and there's so many unsolved and so many don't know. And my daughter falls into that category of being trafficked and no.
Something that you need to know that the Fed and everyone listens are guilty. Obviously, you knew that. But something is that the Hoover Street gang had the exclusive rights, basically, for the Figueroa corridor S-work thing. They had exclusive rights. Nobody was to be there on the blade, working, doing the S-work, having been permitted. Without having been permitted to do so by Ms. Hoover. Now, that's what the feds claim. So, this young girl, she went missing.
At one point, 14-year-old girl was trafficked for at least 3 days in a row at South LA motel.
Like I said earlier, the rumors had started to spread almost instantly that Nova was one of the alleged teenage victims, because all these things start adding up, right? Nova said in her first interview with Mark, she don't have a PIMP. She doesn't like having a...
Yeah, so she was what they call a renegade on the blade. And so she did not have a employer. And there was a man that was on Soft White Underbelly. His name was ATM something or other. He said that the renegades get kidnapped and get put in cages and have to take bleach baths and all get cigarettes put out on them until they comply. So this is what just the backstory of what she's talking about.
Somebody else, she's selling her XYZ, and she doesn't like the idea of having to pay somebody else for her work.
Are you working with a pimp? You're not working with the
I
pimp.
can't do pimps.
That's it's hard to believe at 13 years old.
Yes,
you
I
don't
know, but what I
13.
experienced, I can't do it. It's like you're outside selling, not to cuss, but you're outside selling your. That doesn't like sit right with me. Like, you're standing outside for nothing.
But the indicted Hoover Street gang or whatever, this group, they allegedly will beat people up there with their mission. They have like exclusive control over this
They will
economy
take
since 2021, according to the Fed.
Right.
I mean, these guys were prolific. They were the ones recruiting these young women, children. They're ones selling them. They're out there forced by beast women.
Federal prosecutors say the group controlled sex trafficking along a 3.5-mile section of Figueroa Street in South LA. Figueroa corridor.
Riddled with prostitution. Like bad. And it is supposedly 3 to 4 miles long. And it is like bad. I would never want to go. I wouldn't belong there. But from what I've researched, and it is a scary place. Like Mass and Cass, it's like Mass and Cass, but in a different way. You know, like it's a little more like Las Vegas-y than downtown Mass and Cass. I know some of you guys are not from Massachusetts. Mass and Cass is where the a lot of drug activity happens and a lot of crime and a lot of prostitution and all of those things. But Fig seems a little different.
Been in control from February of 2021 until now.
So for a few days after that bust, all was quiet on the Western Front on Figueroa Street. Like people kind of went undercover like for a few days. But then it came, back to life just a few days later.
Check it out. I've been cruising Figueroa for the last 4 days since that big LA gang. It didn't take long for Figueroa to form hands straight and go for a few days. Check it out. Business back to normal, business as usual.
And that's whenever I need to introduce two characters from the indictment. I know about Armstead, that's Lady Duck. She's like the lead head one of the particular go. But then you have, I said indicted. Only one of them is indicted right now. This guy right here, PK4. PK4 is one of the alleged co-conspirators of this RICO, and he was having dealings, allegedly, with Tanea's daughter. These are rumors that start to spread. Now, PK4 knows Adam Grand Mason. They're kind of friendly or whatever.
You got like hella face tats since I last seen you, huh?
Yeah, y'all got my whole shit back in my head.
Oh, you got the full Figueroa Street under your fucking eyeball, too.
No, oh, man.
Wait, what's it say?
That say August Street.
Oh,
August
it's cursive.
Street.
It's hard to read. My bad.
It said Figueroa Street.
These need animals. What's the other one say?
Oh boy, yeah, we gotta do it. LA. We gotta do a little tour. We gotta do a South City tour with you, my boy.
Oh, built off pain. The hair's growing in over it, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, we gotta get you back in the streets. I haven't been in the streets in a minute.
Nah, you right, bro.
That's why you talking about this Figueroa, all this other shit. Pull that rose out, man.
Listen to these
And
fools.
they got another guy in common they know, ATM Richie. So please, ATM Richie, please, if you take away from this man be investigated. He went on Soft White Underbelly like 5 years ago. So there's another way that it links back in with the web. Like he also has a Soft White Underbelly. And in this Soft White Underbelly interview 5 years ago, he said they used to do some little shit to the Renegades.
Renegade K, you feel me? So any bitch that was on our plane, and we used to, you feel me?
Now Renegades,
Listen.
This is
Listen
people.
to this.
The word for people who are on the blade, who are going to do SO corridor without a pen or
Speak
without
on it,
having
Wayne.
permission from the Hoovers or whoever. He said this 5 years ago, February 2020.
I switch just like dirty drugs.
I switch is like dirty draws.
Oh, how
So that's
classy.
ATM. But he said some crazy stuff on Soft White Underbelly. This was 5 years ago. This was 2020. He said we was gorilla pimping. You feel me? Bitches would come up miss. Then he said a little bit come up miss for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Come back correct.
Come back correct.
Man, you feel me? Should come up and say
Girls. Oh, hi, my Kelly girl. Hi, baby. So what he's basically saying is girls like Nova who don't want an employer, they guerrilla employ. and they kidnap and torture these girls into compliance. And that is what you call fucking slavery. Okay. And Wayne is not wrong. He says slavery has never ended. There was 6, 7-year-old people who went to jail for 375 years for adopting children for slave work. And amen. They should be under the prison. Calypso, I'm so happy you're here. So happy you're here, mama. All right, let's keep going. This is a little bit longer. We only got a few more minutes. Thank you all for sticking around.
We was dealing with dog kennels, dealing with cat food. You can't walk our blades and you a renegade. You have to be paying somebody.
If she gonna come back correct, you know what I'm saying? We was dealing with dog kennels, we was dealing with food. We had a whole bunch of ways to get it right. You feel me? Like, you can't walk our blades and you renegade. You have to be paying somebody. You can't be out here selling and you ain't paying nobody.
So it's in 2020. So then fast forward 2023, you got Nova saying I ain't pay nobody.
You're outside selling your just to give it to a nigga. That doesn't like sit right with me. Like,
can you understand how she might come into conflict with somebody at some
Replay,
point?
baby.
Like a
We got more
criminal gang?
pots to
This
come.
man said in 2020, you can easily come up missing forever. He talked
love
about the
that you did
torture,
that.
burning with
You're a
cigarette
good
butts,
mom.
pouring bleach on these women, hot water in the shower, making them call him daddy while he was torturing them, and
You hear
running the
this?
hot water in the shower on them.
You know what I'm
Stacy.
saying? You can easily come up missing
Stacy.
forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this.
He just said they could go missing forever. He was putting them in dog kennels. He was putting them in scalding hot showers. He was making them take tubs in bleach. He was putting cigarettes out on them because they were renegades and didn't want an employer. And they forced you to have an employer on the street. LAPD doesn't give a flying. Wait until I do part 2 and 3 of this. BJ investigates, knows all what's up, okay? And shout out to her. If you haven't subbed to her, go over and sub to her. I've been a member over there. I love her. Her whole attitude. She is outside the box and wicked smart. And I just like adore her. And I actually reached out to her and she was so kind. I was like, can I use your shirt to like react? And she was so cool. So shout out to BJ Investigates.
Shit real, so yeah, like burning with cigarette butts, putting cigarettes out on bitches, all type of shit, man. Pouring bleach on bitches, making bitches bathe in bleach, bath water, putting bitches in the shower, closing the door on them, turning the hot water in, making them call you daddy while the hot water on. You feel me? And telling her like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he said you gotta break their spirit. Once
gotta
the
break
spirit is broken,
their
you can do
spirit.
whatever you want with them.
so you gotta break their spirit. You feel me? Once their spirit is broke, then you capable of doing whatever with them. You know what I'm saying? That's real.
He said, once you make a name for yourself as a freaking soap degenerate, I guess, you don't have to do that no more. He
Degenerate.
said, but I done did some.
This is what I love about BJ. She calls all these motherfuckers fucking degenerates, and it is spot on. They're all degenerates. Every single one of them. Like, they're like, oh, we got to break their spirit. You would never be able to fucking break my spirit. I will tell you that. You would never. Not this girl. Nope. Ask Bob. You're right. LAPD is so corrupt. They're so corrupt. Yes, really are Mary 16s. Oh, I love that. I want that for me. Like your goals for my motherhood. Right? They're making them take a tub in bleach. Can you imagine what that okay, so you're trying to sell this girl, but you're also mangling her? Make it make sense, kids. Make it make sense. If you haven't watched Amy, check out the Alabama Solution. Ooh, honey, what's that? What is that? Why don't I have your number? Do you have me on X? Find me on X, Amy Boston, or Facebook, Amy Boston. I'm on. All of my links are in the description of my channel. I'm trying to get monetization. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. It's fine. Like I like doing this for free anyway, but I wanted to do memberships and stuff so we could do fun stuff. But I do have other links. Find me and we will talk, mama. All right, let's keep going.
Stuff to bitches. That's for sure.
But it's levels to this shit, you feel me? That's beginner shit. After a while, when you make a name for yourself, like, you ain't gotta do that shit no more. But this shit real, man. I done did some bitches, man, for sure.
Okay, so that guy, ATM Richie, he starts basically
ATM
threatening,
Richie,
in my
that's
opinion.
him.
I mean, I'll put the clip in here. He starts threatening Nova, the 15-year-old, who is
Sure
quite
did.
possibly literally a victim of this criminal gang. If, you know,
Sure did.
allegations are true and if she is, you know, I think it's possible. I don't know if she's necessarily mentioned in this indictment. I don't know if she's included, but I can't imagine she made it far down Figueroa with not one tattoo.
Dead homies. Nova know what time it is. Nova better stay out the way for better days and better plays. Dead homies. Her and her punk ass.
Sir,
mom.
we can hear you.
And she kind of tells you a little bit too, right? She's like, oh, I met this guy. I didn't know at the time he was a P. I didn't know at the time he was a creep. And then she shows up with a face tattoo and the whole lawsuit's about branding women. They're feeding them cat food and dog kennels. He said some of them can go missing forever easily. Then, of course, people start talking about this. No Jumper, of course.
Hold
They're
on.
talking about it. No, he's had Taya on
So
it.
I don't want to like promote these channels because it's fucking trash. Okay. But there's a really controversial YouTube and they're really popular called No Jumper. And they have these degenerates on talking about pimping and all the, like some of them are against the young ones, but they said that they're out there and they don't ask their age and like all this kind of stuff. So I'm just prefacing what's about to happen. This is another YouTube channel called No Jumper. And he's a fucking degenerate. So do what you will with that information. I have to go on mute for a minute. Kung Fu Panda is looking for his mom.
Show. She's been on this show like recent lately. Not about this, about other stuff. This clip right here, suspect on Hoover's facing RICO charges for human trafficking. Adam said, look at Tanea's kid. We know this stuff happens. It's like nobody wasn't even talking about her. Why are you bringing her up? It's a child.
That's one of the main allegations is that they're trafficking underage girls. And I've definitely heard about, look at Tanea's kid. This is happening. It's out there.
Yes.
Why are you bringing up a specific child? Adam really downplays in this video how disgusting and deranged trafficking children is. He's like, yeah, this happens all the time, and I don't know why people are acting like it doesn't. Like, I just don't understand why y'all are so, like, up in arms. Like, you know this happens. Why are you acting like you don't know?
All I'm saying is, like, is this basically totally normalized in the pimp world?
No.
Hell no.
For sure.
So there's a
For
big
sure.
chunk of people who
For
think
sure.
that that's fucked up and wrong.
For sure.
So
Adam admits that he knows this PK4 character, which is the one who's, like, alleged to have trafficked Nova.
there are people that we all know who are associated with this RICO that we're talking about, P4K in particular. I'm used to it at this point that the indictment comes out. It's a bunch of the worst you ever heard in your entire life. You can't help but feel completely disgusted when you read it. And then once people end up going to trial or accepting plea deals or whatever, you realize that,
Now, again, that's up for debate whether that happened or not. This degenerate sitting next to Adam said that some of these children deserve it pretty much because the children be grown and fast and they thrust theyself into the lifestyle.
Some people be fast and thrust themselves into that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just all because they underage that they being tricked. Some people be grown and fast and thrust themselves into it.
So that should give you a pretty good idea of why nobody comes forward around these creeps. Shout out though to all my
BJ made a really good point when I was watching this. Girls like Nova have nobody in their life safe to talk to. Who's she going to talk to? Her mother, who made her this way? Who facilitated her life to be this way? Or these stupid fucking degenerates that are like, oh, she's fast. She wants to do this. I don't ask ages. Right. Stacy, my girl, they don't get faster on their own. Nope. These motherfuckers are the ones that are helping get her hooked on drugs. Okay, because that's what's going to happen. The girls like this start to disassociate. They don't want to be present when they're doing what they have to do. And then they get hooked on and then that's over. Then they own them because you're constantly chasing that and you need them for the supply. And it's a whole cycle. I've seen it. I've seen it being a recovery coach. It is horrifying what these girls go through. And these are the people that they have to go to for help. They're not helping. They're the problem. They're the fucking problem.
mighty suspect who actually was the voice of reason through here, and shout out to all the girl dads who actually stand up for the babies in these conversations, because I know it's hard whenever all these degenerates are just like, but I thought everybody does that. Yeah, man, everybody knows they're doing that. Like when they're sitting around doing that, it's like actually kind of hard, I'm sure. Like, no, we have to like literally say, I can't hang out with you. You're a child predator. He's like, I have daughters. This isn't cool. Like, so shout out to him on
You
that.
have daughters,
We don't
you
always see
fucking
eye to
pig.
eye, but I got to give him a shout out.
It's still I don't care. She come with 10,000 hot ready. I'm cool on that. You are a baby. I don't want no parts of that. I'm good. You are ready to go down. You finna go under the jail. I got 2 girls. We're not playing like that. Baby is completely off.
Anyway, the degenerate pipes back in and says this has been going on for the longest, with 30-year-olds coming to pick up 14-year-olds from high school.
I'm just saying that from this standpoint. Like, I remember, and it was going on before my time. And this shit was probably, I don't know if it's going everywhere, but I know out here, like, it was going on when I was in high school. Man, how many older dudes that you seen that you knew from the neighborhood or from somewhere else was pulling up to the school, picking girls up? Grown ass man.
Not from the neighborhood, but that happened to me. I had a crush on this chick.
Whether it's from the neighborhood or whether it was a grown man that you know pulling up, you know for sure. We in high school, she probably 15, 16. This dude is easily 25, 27, 30, pulling up, picking her up, knocking her down. Bro, I see that. Pick up, bro.
Can we see me and my friend? Oh, okay, here I am. They're literally talking about little girls getting picked up by grown men in middle school and then being jealous. Why does it even report this stuff? Like, as an adult, it is our duty to report this stuff. You're trying to tell me that like the school didn't know, the school resource officer didn't know. These motherfuckers knew. No one did anything. No one said, I wonder if that girl's in trouble. No, they sit here on no jumper and laugh about it.
Mustang, in a Mustang, something sick. I'm disgusting.
I was so upset.
When I was 16, I lost my to a 25-year-old in a Mercedes. Wait, what's
Anyway, another clip here. This is ATM Richie warning Tanea and her daughter over the role in the Hoover.
Dead homies. Nova know what time it is. Nova better stay out the way in better place. Dead homies. Her and her punk ass mama. Not playing.
Threatening a baby.
What do you think is up with Nova? You mean the little girl?
Yep. Ain't nobody playing with nobody. Just know that.
Poetic Flacco and brings it up on No Jumper.
You'll see what he said about Tanea and Nova.
Yeah.
So so apparently he's blaming Nova for being the reason why P4 is in jail. I do this be true.
He said he's gonna arm milk, right?
Do you know
the world didn't even know that he had anything to do with it. Right. I didn't know nothing.
ATM Richie is the one who brought Nova's name out, and then Adam Grandmason said, look at Tanea's kid. They're the ones who did it. It's degenerate. He needs to be instigated. Or, last month, Tanea, during all this, is now whining. Single mom at the laundromat.
I love that she calls them
she's homeless
degenerates.
again. She got her son back from Texas. Her daughter is a 304 and, quote, got worse.
I sat in a car today. But I don't know what y'all see, but I know what I see. Literally, this black woman that's just literally living the life of a slum doing literally by God. I'm sorry. It just trips me out because it's not, I don't want no job.
On here with her cash app, doing her kids' laundry, bitching about the fact she has no money, but refuses to get a job. Get a fucking job. Pay taxes. Do something with your fucking life, except for mooching off of other people, giving your cash app. That's why people look at you like this.
To have a job, but it's like every time I'm at a job, I'm doing another job at the job. True story. Getting fired just because another woman with her problems. I will put my problems down and pick somebody else's up. My heart cry because there's many people like me. I don't have a problem with it. It's just the fact that whether through life be playing out, I've been through so much. cold piece of motherfucking work. I just can't believe something. This is where I'm at. I don't even care, but I'm gonna keep it going to something. Yeah, because how is even crazier.
The ad-libs, it's just on that day. She was really ad-libbing. Oh, though, I ain't gonna lie, but...
And I think I put this in here just to show y'all how yo-yo is. Like how bad between Tanea and Nova. It's like, now they're book promote, now they're together, she took accountability, now the 304 daughter got and literally single mother, and it's like, what? Daughter's 15. She's a kid. I'm talking about her publicly like that. Anyway, because after clip after clip, Adam Gray Mason just doesn't seem to understand like what's the problem. So basically, Whack 100, he's like a regular on No Jumper or whatever. He does at least say, and him and Adam Gray Mason, I will say, at least kind of say like it's wrong no matter what, but they do kind of like act like it's like common. And then Tanea and Nova, I guess, you know, probably facing threats and fear of threat, maybe perhaps freaking out, called Feds on No Jumper and No People's podcast. So then they start pulling their strings and they go No Jumper with Adam, and they want to give her, no, we're not snitches, would never snitch.
Are you telling on P4?
No.
Hell no.
I don't.
So this guy had those degenerate fucking assholes on his thing, and they were calling the mother and Nova Fed snitches and threatening them in some way, shape, form. And they were talking about, you know, Nova being 13 and fast, and it happens, and these young girls on the blade, and they don't ask questions, essentially, right? So this guy, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but this guy right here is the one that interviewed them, and now he is interviewing the mother. I think it's Tanisha and Nova, and Nova is wearing nothing because he had to bleep it out.
I have an idea why they're saying that, because it was once upon a time.
Nova looks terrible and she's beautiful. I ain't talking about ugly or something. She looks like this lifestyle is already starting to really catch up with her. It's only been 2 years. She's 15. She's basically covered in tattoos at this point. She's talking about on the dead homies, she ain't no snitch. Please, this innocent, just a little bit, just a few years ago, and she's still a child, and you having her whatever-year-old Adam Grand Mason adjusting the mic so she could tell her the Hoovers she's not a snitch louder or better or something. It's freaking deranged. Adam's like, yeah, but there's no evidence that it's you. You're the 14-year-old from the indictment, right? It's just combining all the stories together.
You know, I'll see him on Fig, but like I never talk to him because I'm like, oh no, like, you feel me? Watch it. Yeah,
We'll censor it. But I honestly, that's kind of
what
I suspected, because when I saw it up on news pages and stuff, I'm like, you don't seem like you have any kind of evidence behind this. You're just combining these two stories together because she's
exactly. When I was never the type to even out there with my homegirls. I was never. I don't care how famous she was. Like, you feel me? I used to listen to his music or whatever, but I never really. I used to listen to that music.
And he is, it doesn't say that paperwork. Whack is wrong. He said it says Nova's name in the paperwork. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say her name in the paperwork unless he has some bad paperwork we don't have access to. It says victim 11, a 14-year-old.
Nova, which is the daughter.
Her 15-year-old daughter, who's a...
Hold on. Has been named as one of the minors.
I haven't seen any evidence of that. I see a lot of YouTube titles, but...
So he has some other dude on here trying to debunk fact that the 14-year-old is a snitch with Feds and was trying to get all of these employers in RICO case against some of the people from the Fig quarter. So now she has like a target on her back because they're all making it out to be like she is a snitch and blah, 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 blah.
Hey, really?
And it gives a description of dude that you name, the one that's not a Hoover, assaulting the kid with braces.
But Noah doubles down her for that she wouldn't pay somebody. She said, I don't care how famous he is.
Combining these two stories together because she's well known.
Exactly. And I was never the type, even when I was out there, I was never the type to even pay. Dude, I was out there, I don't care how famous he was, like, music, but I never, like...
Now, Tanea and Nova allege they don't even know PK4. They don't even know P4K, whatever his name is. But they do know of him, and when they were out on Fig, they did see him, and they have listened to his music. His, like, very niche, Hood, Crip, Gang, whatever music, very niche. They've listened to the music, but they don't know him. Okay, got it. Then Tanea and Nova appear to imply that the feds are throwing their name into things for Colt, but maybe I'm understanding.
Allegedly a victim. How could her name be like disclosed? Like, how could
For
they
sure she's a
be
victim
able
of
to,
something.
Right. People, okay.
Okay, not with him. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, not nothing with no
Yeah, not nothing. For him, can't nobody be able to be like, oh yeah, and Nova better watch. She better not watch nothing.
You never had P4K
Why are you
managing
threatening
your
a
box?
child?
No,
Okay.
I don't know P4K. I mean, he followed me on Instagram, and I
It's
follow
hard for
him.
me to keep a straight face.
But it's like they like to turn anything for the clout. Like, that's a serious jack to be putting on a child.
People are name is for clout, but that I didn't think about it. Whenever I first heard that there was like all these sting ops and these arrests and busts and all this for Figueroa and, you know, trafficking, and I would be lying if I didn't say it came across my mind. So maybe that's other people were thinking that too. I really don't know. I want to be very clear. Her to mention it.
That's another thing too. She was never mentioned, but if it was her that fucking told, good for her. That's a step in the right fucking direction for her. If she was the one, I'm not saying she was. She probably wasn't. I don't know. But we were just talking about like how are you going to get yourself unstuck? Like, good for her if it was her. I hope they help her and protect her. If it was her, rumored. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Any paperwork that I saw for the public. People are talking about them in jail.
Like, bro, yesterday, I guess somebody said that he was in jail. Like, he was talking in jail, and he was like, yeah, that bitch Nova and her mama going to court testifying. And that's why we hit you up, because that shit is nothing to play with. You feel me? Like, me and mama, we don't get down like that. We don't snitch on nobody.
So you want to get him on the phone.
I got too much going on.
You want to get P4K on the phone?
I want you to get him on the phone.
Yeah,
you know how to get in touch with people so that he can say like that he don't know who Nova is. It's because it's like she's not a victim.
But he might be kind of like, what system? You know, I haven't heard anybody talking to him.
Yeah, there's this clip I just wanted to make where it definitely makes it in of, my opinion, threats toward Nova by this grown man. Nova knows what time Nova better say. This kind of here in this video, this ATM Rich is like that knows snitch, snitching for somebody
why?
You can't snitch.
You
I
know
think
what
there
I
should be
mean?
some layers to this. There should be some levels.
A little bit of a dead. Nova, what time it is? No day. Dead homies. Her and her punk ass mama. Not playing.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to this.
Praying for Nova, and I'm praying for her mom, and I'm wishing the best. And you know what I mean? And like, you know, protect your kids and keep your kids off. Like, you know what I mean?
Adam talks about PK4. Adam knows this PK4 guy. Admit it.
Baby, and you gotta realize.
Yes, of course. Do you want to say? No. Okay. I love you.
Sat here and said, I don't even know him at all. She said that she's like seen him a little bit, but that she doesn't have anything to do with him.
Right.
And she also says she's a renegade.
Right.
So she might have to get kidnapped, but when she's of age.
She's a child. She's a child.
She's kidding. Okay. But she denies all that. So what's your response to that?
Richie, you know, makes it 4 whole minutes in. He can't help himself. I think this is witness intimidation. He said she better not work with the cops, or what? It's a threat to me, in my opinion.
Okay, she in the interview was basically like almost on some gangster shit. She was like, I don't snitch. I don't talk to the cops. I think she's worked with the cops.
She bet not. She bet not work with the cops. Who does that? Who works with the cops?
And why isn't this guy indicted? Co-conspirator. No. Team Richie doubles down dead homie, implying Tanea is snitch, and her being snitched too.
You snitch, you a snitch. How you a snitch and your daughter a snitch? Let's talk about that. Now you got your daughter doing the same you doing. Get the homies book. Bitch ass and used to know who your daddy is.
Wait, who was the best shooter? I got kind of confused. I was texting the group chat saying, "Does
Shout out
anyone
to
know?"
the AV baddies. Y'all know I had to say that, but what they be doing, clock it. Oh, homies.
By this point, ATM Richie is fully in flash out mode, and Adam is even like backing up and looking at him like something is wrong with this dude. Apparently, the snitchery runs in the family. Apparently, Nova's dad is also a well-known snitch.
I ain't scared to tell y'all that the woman or the child who's supposedly snitching, daddy is a well-known snitch.
Well, I guess that probably narrows it down a lot, but I don't know. We got to figure out who was piping Tinia in 2009. Anyway,
Adam even says, wait, shouldn't we be encouraging children to report these crimes? And this degenerate buffoon said instead we should be beating the shit out of the children and running them over with the cars because of doing prostitution. Never mind the entire environment. Accuses this violence.
Girls to snitch on the people who are picking them,
beating
right?
the shit out of underage girls trying to do dead homies. You out here on that, I'm running you over with a car.
You're gonna punish them?
Any my partners tell me, there she go. Bop! Get your ass up out of here. Dead homies, we taking penitentiary chances out here. Get your ass up out of here. Matter of fact, where your daddy at? Where your mama? We doing that, Adam?
You can't beat up under it. Like, why?
Man, they better not.
Why wouldn't we go after the?
If I'm on the Duce,
or maybe the clientele.
If I'm on some Duce and I'm in my motherfucking car,
for sure. Why would we be going after?
Listen,
be like,
listen to him.
And I see, I swear to God,
listen to what he says about the kids. Oh, did it? Listen to what this guy says. He's fine.
Yeah, why are you yelling at me?
Oh, come on. I threw it. How far were we? We were up here, I think. Yeah, we were right. Yeah. Right here. God, sorry. Everyone's driving me crazy. Thank you. Oh my God. Can I just tell you, like, I know this is like so cliche, but like my son is like my roll dog. He is like my other half. And we have like our bond. I think it's just like a mom and son bond. If you guys like boy moms just like know that, like, I don't know, he's just like my dude. Like he calls me bro and I call him bro. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Really funny. Yeah, he's like the love of my life. All right, let's keep going.
Homie, this is Sharp the Pimp's ex. She's like, are you talking about the little girl? What'd she do?
What do you think is up with Nova? You mean the little girl?
He said, don't renegade or be a minor.
I hope you're not renegading or a minor, because it's bad and it's ugly on the other side. Yeah.
Also, this strange weirdo stated that he would teach his own daughter, the ways of the ism if she wanted to learn about it.
He just asked me some weirdo shit. Asked me, how would you feel? You said on Soft White Underbelly, you put bitches in dog kennels and cages.
You did say that, yeah.
You said you put bitches in or make them call you. How
did
would you
say that?
Put your daughter in a cage? Bitch, how old is her? If she 18, that's her motherfucking baby. Because I'm Captain Santa and I'm going to show her the game. I'm going to show her the game. If this what you want to do, bitch, you better be the biggest madam in the world.
So then, I guess ATM Richie wants to level up his clout. So Naya and Note go on to clear up their side of the story. Now ATM Richie wants to sit in the hot seat in the Carnival City room.
Homies, and y'all ain't working for nobody. Y'all know what time it is, man. Easy call, man. It's Buffy the 304 Slayer. Hello.
Sorry, guys. He kicked me out of the studio. It won't happen again. I promise. Sorry.
Dead homie.
Yeah, but before we kidnap him, yeah, he says all kinds of crazy stuff in this thing. And I'm with you, and I'm in full support of
Renegades, which of course I support, and we're gonna talk about all that. Can we just get like the early days?
Adult renegades.
Okay, definitely an important note. Yeah.
This is another clip. ATM Richie on PK4 allegedly minors. We're going to have to blur those two words out. And Rico. Adam, again, downplaying it in my opinion. All these MFers are doing that. Nova's not even trying to hide it.
Apparently pretty common. Like when I'm talking to Nova, she's like, yeah, all these
Anyway, now this guy's like seemingly not threatening Nova anymore, but he's like, okay, we're going to just pray for her.
I swear to God, I'm praying for Nova, and I'm praying for her mom, and I'm wishing the best, and you know what I mean, and like, you know, protect your kids and keep your kids off of the streets. Like, you know what I mean.
So he's the guy that was talking about putting women in dog kennels and making them bathe in bleach and putting out cigarettes on them, and to renegade like Nova, to break their soul. But he's praying for her. Is he?
Adam knows this PK4 guy and has admitted it.
On the dead homies,
What
like
are you
y'all
doing?
got a real. It's like,
okay.
this shit crazy.
How old is he right
Man, that nigga 21, 22.
Right now?
Yeah. Get so
Whoa.
that means he was what?
He was like
17, 18.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean? He hit his.
I'm a kid and laughs because it's apparently so fun.
Nova seemed very convincing when she sat here and said, I don't even know him at all. She said that she's like seen him a little bit, but that she doesn't have anything to do with him.
Right.
And she also says she's a renegade.
Right.
So she might have to get kidnapped, but when she's of age.
She's a child. She's a child.
Hayden,
Just kidding.
you're moving.
Okay. But she denies all that. So what's your response to that?
But then Richie, makes it 4 whole minutes in. He can't help himself. Again, I think this is witness intimidation. He said she better not work with the cops. Or what? It's a threat to me, in my opinion.
Okay, she in the interview was basically like some extra shit. She was like, I'm snitch. You think, man?
Telling the truth.
So you don't think she's worked with the cops?
She bet not. She better not work with the cops. Who does that? Who works with the cops?
I'm muted. Why would you still threaten a 13-year-old, 14 or 15-year-old girl and her mother? Like, she better not. Like, what are you going to do? You've been all over the internet, interneting. Do you know what the internet is like? Do you know that Reddit could ruin your life, sir? It could ruin your life, sir. And you've been all over the internet threatening this girl. Yeah. Everyone's saying, hi, Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda's on my last nerve. Oh, my God.
And why isn't this guy indicted? Co-conspirator, I want to know. ATM Richie doubles down on the dead homies, implying Tanea is a snitch too.
If you a snitch, you a snitch. How you a snitch and your daughter a snitch? Let's talk about that. Now you got your daughter doing the same you doing to get the homies booked. Bitch ass, you used to be the best shooter the hood had on the dead homies. Let's talk about it. Your daddy is.
Wait, who was the best shooter at the... Confused. I was texting the group chat saying, does
Shout out
anyone
to
know
the AV baddies, y'all know I had to say that, but what they be doing, clock it. Oh, clock T. Oh, dead homies.
By this point, ATM Richie is fully in flash out mode, and Adam is even backing up and looking at him like something is wrong with this dude. Apparently, the snitchery runs in the family, because apparently Nova's dad is also a well-known snitch.
I ain't scared to tell y'all that the woman or the child who's supposedly snitching, daddy is a well-known snitch.
I'm back.
Well, I guess that probably narrows it down a lot, but I don't know. We got to figure out who was piping Tinia in 2009. Anyway,
Adam even says, wait, shouldn't we be encouraging children to report these crimes? And this degenerate buffoon said we should be beating the shit out of the children and running them over with the cars because of doing Never mind the entire federal indictment, which accuses this violent criminal for.
That like should be kind of like encouraging underage girls to snitch on the people who are.
Yeah, ever heard this? I don't even know this way. That's the smartest thing I've ever heard him say. Shouldn't these girls be reported? The predators, the little boys too. Do not. This happens to little boys too. Not as often. Happens. They should be reporting every time.
Any profit on my dead homies. You out here on that, I'm running you over with a car.
You're gonna punish them?
No, I love it. I need
Get your ass out of here.
I love you.
Man, homies, we take penance.
I love you.
Out here.
Enough. Wait,
Out of here.
you're okay. Lay down.
Yeah. Where your mama? We doing that, Adam?
You can't eat under it. Like, why?
If I'm underage and I see, I swear to God, I put my head down. Get the fuck out of here.
What the
playing, I swear to God.
Sometimes during this interview, Adam develops like a conscience all of a sudden and he like hates this guy, but then he snaps back into character. Richie, again, he says it's okay because it's been going on forever. And he's not there to judge other people's fantasies. Instead, he would just beat the kids out there on the street.
It's been going on forever. Because just finally got.
Focus about that, yeah.
It's been going on forever.
I feel like
and I ain't here to expose none of that because motherfuckers got their own fashions and fantasies. If you into failure, you into failure. And a lot of these niggas not even into failure. I swear to God, a lot of these niggas ain't even foul. Bro, a lot of these niggas on the dead homies graduate and elevate to possibly get in some minors because minor sales more.
He said this business is business. The people selling children aren't even PDFs. They're not even PDFs themselves. They just, they're just doing the business. You can't even blame them. He said the natural slippery slope is to becoming worldwide traffickers and kidnapping women and kids in other countries and threatening to sell their organs.
To possibly getting to become a kingpin. And now you going to other countries and you kidnapping kids and different women and shit. That's really the moral of the story.
Do you hear this?
In this trajectory
for
like Los Angeles pimps, that they end up going overseas and becoming like worldwide travelers.
Bro,
I ain't trying to do none of that, bro. She doing.
But she was on the block doing it.
But
right?
they talking about she trafficking organs and shit.
Okay,
that's
but the
only different level.
Yeah, I agree. That's a totally different level. But like, ladies,
I don't know if I'm like naive or whatever, but I didn't know that like this was a thing. Like I knew, but I didn't know. Like it was never like confirmed until I saw this. And I was like, so these people are going to other countries, picking up people and killing them for 1 second. One second. Kaden. Sorry about that. What was I saying? So they go to other countries and they traffic people to murk them to take their organs. How scary is that? Like, how many people are missing from Fig, from Mass and Cass, all this kind of stuff? Like, we think of like one way of like it could have happened, like, like the New England serial killer, for instance, or Calypso. I fucking love you. I love you. I love that you're here. Oh, that's hate. Wait, Calypso. I love you too, hate. You're my fave. I accidentally threw on by hey, happens all the time. Happens all the time, girlfriend. Yeah, so they're stealing people for that. I saw a doc on that. It's yes. Oh my god. Wait, I saw timeout. We're gonna change subjects for a minute. Did you guys see the documentary on when kids, I think it's Haiti, maybe the Congo, like if kids are born with like autism and there's a lot of developmental issues in those type of countries too, because they inbreed and things, and they throw them in like a building and just like let them die. Like no one takes care of them, no one feeds them, no one nuts them. They call them like the undesirables, and and there's like an American woman who went there to be a nurse to help, and she saw it, and she like is trying to make a difference in the whole thing. If I can find it, we'll review it, kids. We will review it if that's something that you want to see. I like morbid shit. That's what you're gonna find here. Morbid shit and fucking opinions. I was surprised I didn't hit button by accident. All right, let's go back to our we only have a little while left. There's only like, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. I'll try not to stop it. Yeah.
Is them saying that they would do that to a girl, that they would basically...
And what she said?
Because like that she herself engaged in that process.
Even if she didn't on a dead homies, and even if she didn't, and even if she did, would have been like, what she look like? Because I probably can do.
Which is a woman into the organ trade, unless you want her. Do you want to buy her? Because I'm selling her for her organs. And then that part of through like a role play hypothetical scenario to see if Adam, if he were the hypothetical trafficking pimp, would he purchase the sex slave to save her life from being sold into organ trafficking? And Adam's like, no.
But then you just sell her anyway.
Kill some random bitch. I'll put his own words in there so he's saying them himself.
If you a fucking drug lord and I hit you up and tell you, look, I got a bitch. If you don't want her, I'm gonna sell this bitch organs. What you gonna tell me, Adam? What would you tell me on a dead homies if you was in position? What would you traffic lord?
Okay, and you were like, I got this girl. Do you want?
And I hit you up, Adam, and said, I got this. If you sell her organs.
Okay, and we're talking about.
What would you tell me, Adam?
Of age.
Of age, right?
I mean, I don't think the fact that if I don't buy her, then you're going to basically kill her. I don't think that's going to make me more likely to want to purchase her.
Not even if,
because what the f do I care if you some random girl?
What she look like? You're gonna be like, what the f look like?
I mean, maybe.
But then there's this sort of thing over.
They're talking about like women being the ones that are being sold for organ donation, right? And so if they're not attractive, like if they get a picture, right? Like, I don't know, I'm like a solid 5, right? If they're like, hey, this is Amy Boston, do you want her for organs or do you want her to sell and crush her soul? Like, those are the two options for these people, right? It's horrifying.
My love. Kind of thread running through the whole thing, and I think it is perfectly concluded in this ominous soundbite right here.
She's been way too viral for you not to know that that's a kid. Everybody know her.
Crazy,
face.
Man.
Yeah, she like the famous kid prostitute.
You are 100% correct, and it sounds crazy.
Yeah, that is a crazy.
Well, she's been crazy too. She was like,
normalized. That's crazy, but like that's what it is.
Kind of ties the whole thing together in this sick way that the perpetrators, the so-called Johns, the abusers, the child abusers, not only do they just, probably know that what they're dealing with and who they're dealing with is under the age of 18, but they're probably into it and they probably like it. And not only that, they're probably into and like it that this is a specific type of child S worker or abuse victim.
A baby.
A famous one. And it just brings me all the way back to the first thing I said in this video. Mark Laita from Soft White Underbelly deliberately chose to interview, possibly alone. I don't know how many people were in the room. Apparently without her mother present. The story has changed. And to advertise, whether it was his intention to do so or not, the full body, almost entirely nude, of this child. The location, the name, how long it's been since she's been doing it, where to find, different social media, and now, 2 years later, not even, she's a famous child S worker whose life is obviously in danger. Her mom doesn't seem to have any ability to keep her safe. Is it a too far gone situation? I mean, hell, it could, who knows? Hopefully not. But it's to the point where you got people in jail, sitting on their jail bunk, being the voice of...
How could you get on here with a white man and belittle a black little girl and her mama that you know both of them got all type of crazy stuff going on. You know both of them not in the best situation. I don't think that was Adam's place to do that.
Adam should have never been talking about them. Never, ever been talking about a little girl like that. And neither should Mark Laita.
Right?
She's asking for it. She thrusts herself in the lifestyle,
She
whatever.
thrust
No.
herself.
He said, I don't think that was Adam's place to do that. I don't either. The adult is supposed to have the awareness. Sooner or later, Nova might fix her life. And it's not these two grown men's job to air that all out. And I agree. Who made this child famous? Her mother
Mark
had a hand in
Laita.
it, going on Mark Laita and then back again. Over and over, and then no jumper and talking about this stuff on live and everything else. Mark Laita put there completely vulnerable and exposed just a month before she went missing. Ebony alert.
Mark Laita from Soft White Underbelly literally advertised this little girl, where she was and how people can find her. A grown man did that to a 13-year-old child. Keep that in mind. We're almost done here. I got a couple more
She
minutes.
continues to run away from her mother. It's constantly brought back to her.
I'm gonna leave because I don't want to be there.
There's just like, what are they
She
going
done
to
hopped
do?
out of the police car. She don't care. Not a police car, but
On the freeway.
Not a
The highway patrol. She went about
You were
54
handcuffed or
million,
not?
No, I didn't
54
hop out
million
of the
views
car.
on Twitter.
Mom, I didn't hop out the car.
That's what they told me.
No, I hopped out the social worker van. You
okay? Social work.
Her mother wants her to go teach a 10th school them. I'm not sure that's such a great idea. Now, everybody mentioned in this video, including those indicted, unindicted, accused or not, are innocent until proven guilty. Please do not contact anybody mentioned in this video. That's the point. Purpose is to talk about and many, many issues of public concern. Hope somebody's working on something with that.
All right. We are through with that. What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think? It's really kind of passionate for me. I've been following this for a long time, and BJ called for action and exposure of all of this stuff that's happening because no one is helping these kids. This is part 1. I am going to be doing a part 2 and possibly a part 3 with BJ Investigates, and we'll go over and we'll talk all about it and expose all of these PDF files is what they are, and people who are not helping children. We were all very sad about Celeste Rivas Hernandez because she was found dead. Nova's still alive and needs help, and she needs people like us to listen and to share. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please come over and subscribe. We have fun over here. We are at Unsolved with Amy Boston. I love all of you, and thank you all for being here. You guys are my OGs and my faithful, loyal watchers, and I absolutely adore every single one of you. And I love that you guys love justice. And I know children can be hard, but these are the ones that need our help. These are the ones. Be the adult that you needed when you were a child. That's how I live my life. So thanks for being here, and I will see you on the next one. If I'm not on tomorrow, which I hope to be, I will see you guys on Sunday morning for a true crime coffee time with me. We're going to be going over state hospitals of the criminally insane. I hope to see all of you there. Bye, guys.